Everybody.
Here it is.
Welcome to the Wileyverse. We're back for another session, and it's been a while. We apologize. Robert is a horrible person.
I apologize.
No, and I need to get better at communicating on the stream about if we're not going to be playing or not. But, we also, looks like we're going to be permanently shifting the time to 9:30 because of Dayton's work schedule. Okay. So, like, we were hopeful that he might be able to get out early and we can keep it at 9.
It's funny how the snowbirds internally move with daylight savings time as well. It's even though we don't do it.
So, 9:30 gaming. But right now we're kind of just chilling. We're waiting on Dayton to show up, and we just got off of Friendsgiving. Yeah. So. This week is brought to you by, or not brought to you by, Sierra Nevada. We're not sponsored by them, but we're open.
We bought the snow. Delicious.
The great thing about the packs is they have a nice variety. The worst thing about the packs is like there's 3 things you don't like, and then everyone wants the same thing you do.
Yeah. There's 4 people split the same 3 dudes.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty impressed by the Blue Moon's pumpkin spice.
I was looking for that. That was so clean.
I'm not usually a pumpkin-y guy, and that beer was pretty darn good. I liked it.
Blue Moon's one of the few people that I can like it with. There's a few people that do it, but it just there's something weird about it. Blue Moon does it really well. And I don't know. Is Trader Joe's is that a local, or is that like a national?
That's a national.
That's a national thing. Trader Joe's pumpkin beer is really good too.
There used to be this one, and I can't remember who did it. It was like Michelob. It was one of their seasonals, but I guess they got it from a little craft brewery, and it was called Bourbon Cask Winter Ale. Yeah. Holy crap, that stuff was crack. Like when it was like me and my friends treated it like girls treat pumpkin spice latte.
Pumpkin spice.
Like we'd go to the pub and like, when's it coming in? When's it coming in? And we like make sure to get there to get like one of the first pitchers out of the keg. It tasted like caramel beer with a little bite in the end because it was finished in bourbon barrels.
Yeah.
Oh, it was delicious, and we just drank that all season, all winter until it was gone. And then they had it for 2-3 years, sold out every year, big ticket for them, and they just stopped making it.
It's like last year we got a couple cases of the Leinenkugel grapefruit shandy, and I was telling people we were out of it like 2 or 3 beers before we were actually out of it, so they would have some. So when we closed into the night, I could have a couple. I want these.
I don't understand the timing of the pumpkin beer because it seems like I remember it used to be around October, and then and now it's like
I don't think that the pumpkin beers come out necessarily when it's pumpkin season. They come out when people are seasonally looking for pumpkin flavored stuff. Yeah. So it comes out later, like in November and things like that.
But now it's like the winter kind of stuff is replacing it. It's just like this tiny window of time.
That's how the grapefruit shandy is. And I feel like last year it was good. I went to the store and bought it a couple times. This year, every time I went someplace, they're like, "We're sold out of it." Like, well, then fucking buy more. Your par is off if I can't ever find this. Like, jeez. Yeah. I guess I was that customer at the grocery store that day.
Sometimes you gotta be, you know.
I don't know if it's in here, but that bourbon cask, we drank so much of it, and we're so big on it that the pub hid the handle.
Oh, that's cool.
And then waited 6 months to see if anyone, because they don't own the handles, they have to give those back. Yeah. And when no one came back for it, they gave it to me.
Sick. You'd be surprised. I've worked in bars a lot of times. That stuff's. Those are hot commodities. Even when people come by looking for them, I'm just like, I don't even know where the hell that thing went. My big one at Chewy's was we would switch beers a lot. So we don't carry Negromodelo anymore. So they'd come and take the neon off. And I asked the guy one time, I was like, so what are you going to do with that? He's like, we're going to throw it away. Most likely, unless we can use it. Because if we throw it away or if we can't reuse it. And I was like, oh, what if they're broken? And he's like, well, if they're broken, then I just trash them. And I was like, well, that one was broken, wasn't it? And he goes... Oh yeah, it was. He just gave it to me.
Nice.
So then I ended up getting I had a Negromodelo one. I had the Foster's the Boomerang neon. I had the Budweiser bow tie. I had a Miller Lite one. So it's Miller time that was that fucking huge. And then they all slowly got broken through moves and things like that. They're super super gentle. So now the only 2 that I have left are the Budweiser bow tie, which is neat because they don't make it anymore. And then I've got Jägermeister mirror neon. It's about that big, so it's just a green outline. I think someone got it from my birthday.
Wow.
And then I have a original PlayStation 1 neon.
Really?
So it's like the PlayStation logo with that old the
little
thing.
Yeah.
My buddy worked at a GameStop for a while, and I let him stay with me after he'd had some trouble with his girl, and they moved out for a bit. And for payment, he gave me that. I was like, what? And like I've never hung it up anywhere because it's neon, it'd be like this, like as soon as you put it on, you're like, everyone's like, that's cool, like
Jesus,
yeah, there you go, right?
You should totally put that in the game room. Just never turn it on.
I'm trying to decide because I want to put it in there. I also need to hang up my Vera in there too. Some other stuff.
It's my very favorite gun.
Did you see my cosplay?
I did. You showed us a bit of it. The last Wrath and Glory game we did.
That's right. Yeah, I got
that.
that's right. I got all excited about the Wrath and Glory.
Oh crap! And one more. Thank you.
Where did all these come from?
When I'm finished with them, I put them over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say we actually all went through them last time, so they were all scattered around the allergy pill bottle. Like an allergy pill junkie. Allergy pills.
Ew.
I thought I was getting allergies too. I think it was just the pepper.
I over peppered it.
I just take them just in case I'm drinking.
It was in your hoard of pumpkin beer bottles over there.
Alcoholism strikes again.
What is that? It's your juice?
Yeah.
Squeeze in the juice.
Squeeze in the juice. How many mimics are we going to fight today?
Mimics, you're past mimics. You should be asking yourself how many beholders you're going to fight today.
I don't know. It'd be fun to do a little thing like, do you remember Dragon magazines? How they have little just variants of things that they'll expand upon. Like they'll take like a monster and just be like, okay, well, what if there's like a subspecies of this monster, and it'd be neat to do an expansion on mimics, like different kinds of mimic types and stuff like that.
They did. Someone had rules for one, which was like they're missing their eyes, and I can't remember what their deal is.
Mimics?
Yeah. Like they can't see, so they track by sound and grappling and stuff like that. But there's something because they don't have their eyes, something else. They get some other ability or something like that.
What could they need other than touch?
I don't know. They have to get into place and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they have to be able to see your attacks coming and stuff to do dodges. And
they just hope to adhere and eat.
Yeah. It could be difficult though to do a variance of interesting variants of a thing that can they're basically like amoebic, right? They just change the form, right?
Amorphous.
Amorphous.
I was going to say amoebas have a very solid constant form.
Amorphous. Oh, Dayton.
I wonder if he's watching us right now.
Yeah.
Comes up, he's having his drink. Be right there, guys. Finish your drink, Dayton. I don't think I can get it. I can't get a viewer list here, but I think I can get one here.
I'll just ask you.
No. Yeah.
Are you watching this?
Who's that?
So cool. Who's that?
Cool. Who knows?
Is somebody watching right now?
Yep.
Hi, So Cool.
He's not watching. We can look.
Oh.
Yeah.
Slow Cool.
Yeah.
We promise we'll play in a few minutes. Slow Cool.
Yeah. It could be a bot, but if you're not a bot, we're sorry, Slow Cool. We'll start in a little bit once we get our fourth player going.
Oh, this was packaged on October 3rd.
What did you think it was?
I was like, oh, don't drink after. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get extra buzz.
Bring more beer.
It's from last Christmas.
That was when I got this barcode as a can of Spam. And the whole point was there's no expiration date. And,
deep.
Well, it's a stupid story. When I was a kid, my dad always said you can never get a motorcycle, you can never get tattoos. When I was 11, he got a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I'm getting tattoos.
I'm getting tattoos, but I can't do it yet. So I was like, well, I wonder what I could get. And I even knew at 11 years old, I'm like, I'm not clever enough to come up with something original. So what if I got something that if everybody got it, it would be cooler? And I was like, oh, if everybody got a barcode, it would be even cooler because like all my friends have it.
Right.
So one of the reasons my parents gave me for not getting tattoos was like, oh, it won't mean anything to you in the future, or like, what if the tattoo you get is like something that's not around anymore, like a cartoon or something like that? It's not around. It's just dumb. It's a bad idea. And I was like, well, what could I get that would like always be around?
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
I've had that issue with tattoos.
And so he was like, I was like, well, you know what Spam is? A bomb shelter ration. They suggest you don't eat it after a certain date, but it's kind of good indefinitely.
Yeah. That
was the point of it. So when I was 21, I figured 10 years was a long time to want something. So I got it put right where 11-year-old Mitch wanted it. Same barcode, same everything. Huh. It's kind of cool.
Do you know when they spelunked the pyramids in Egypt? There's jars of honey.
Mm-hmm.
They were still good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The honey actually doesn't expire. That's kind of what they found out about
there
that.
He is.
You just need a little water.
Hey, buddy.
No,
it just slowly dries out and becomes like a solidified form. So you just add a little water and you stir it a little bit, and it'll start to slowly break up and become honey. The old honey, like it just it just gets hard.
Yeah, it's like white, hard.
It doesn't ferment?
If you add a little water, we have to add stuff to it to make it ferment. You have to put something in there. Yeast eats the honey and ferments. If the honey's just sitting there by itself, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeast is, okay. Yeah. I thought the sugars alone would do
Another one that it hasn't been around long enough, but they're speculating it could last forever, is mustard.
Mustard?
There's like nothing in it that goes bad. Mm-hmm. So there's, so far, like I think the oldest mustard someone has eaten has been 35 years old or something like that.
There was a Reddit post about that where the guy's like, my grandma's had the same jar of mustard since I was a child. And someone's like, eat it. So the next tweet was like, I did. A little dry. And I'm like, holy shit.
There was a thread, and it has to be from Reddit, but it was before I was a Redditor. So I saw it on like Cheeseburger. But there was a place that people like just post how old a mustard they're eating. And one of them was like, yeah, my grandmother died, and we're cleaning out her house finally. This thing has probably been in there for 10, 20 years, whatever it is. The lid was open, and there was a knife.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's definitely a Reddit post. Yeah,
and like the knife had rusted.
No.
So when you pulled out the knife, there was like this coat of rust down the mustard, like a tube. So like I just scooped from not that part, and it's like, yeah, it's fine.
I've been open for 20 years, still good.
So the open, I was just say, like, every mustard thing I've ever had always just like forms like that
crust,
calcite. Yeah.
Well, that's if you check on the bottom of Spam, like it does have like a package date and stuff like that, and it'll say best if eaten by.
Yeah. So
the farthest away from that best from date was like 3.5 years that I ate it. Like I got one for Christmas because there's a joke in my family is because I like this basically, and even when I was a kid I like Spam. You can always tell which stocking is mine because it's the one with the square toe. So like they're all hanging up, and then there's one that has like just this brick at the bottom of it, and that's mine because it's got Spam showing the toe of it, that kind of thing. So I got one for Christmas one year, and then I ate it like 3 years later just because I was like, I'm kind of hungry. Oh, the Spam is still sitting around. I'll cook it.
Well,
and then it was one of the things later, like maybe like 2 or 3 days later, I'm like, you know what? I don't think that one chicken trash can. I'm like, yeah, that shit was best if used by 3 fucking years ago.
All those sell buys and used buys are kind of they're put really early too. Yeah,
they're there to save the manufacturers.
Yeah.
There's
a whole.
They're not spending money on scientists to figure out. Like,
no, they're just guessing. Yeah. There's people throw out so much good food based off of those dates.
Oh, it's ridiculous. My stepmother is notorious for that. I'm like, are you crazy?
It's like
I bought that food.
There was either an Adam Ruins Everything or the What If Ads Were Real guy. He's not that good, but I think it might have been an Adam
Ruins Everything.
And he does a.
I haven't really watched the show. He's not that good, you say?
No, the other guy isn't that good. He just talks too much. Adam is great.
Yeah. He's got ads now on YouTube, and I'm kind of like, what are we gonna do?
Like watch I referenced it when you were talking about when you just had your kid and you're talking about circumcision. I'm like, watch the Adam Ruins Everything on circumcision.
I might have. Oh man, did I tell you about my dad? I don't know if I can talk about that on the stream.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably best to leave that one. I think you've told me before.
we were talking about.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
the conspiracy, but the wrong,
but he mixed it up. Did someone lock the door?
I don't know. It's not dating. He said he's on his way soon right now.
Yeah, this is Tora.
Oh.
What's her name?
Tora.
Tora.
Did you
like
but spelled wrong? Yeah.
Spelled wrong. Maybe the Tora is spelled wrong.
Oh, she has the correct spelling.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna grab a little salad and potatoes one more time.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wileyverse. We're just gonna hang out, eat some turkey, get eaten by mimics and probably beholders. Hopefully not mind flayers. They're known as lithids. But we'll see about that.
Who are you talking to?
The Wileyverse, obviously.
Ooh.
Oh, Thanksgiving. I'm so full.
But gotta eat more.
Have you done the deep fried turkey?
Oh yeah. That one's from my mom's house.
I had a single bite of deep fried turkey once, and I was like, "This is amazing."
That was the sickest I ever got. So I was at my mom's house, and her boyfriend's family was over. We had everybody over. And it was a huge turkey. She starts carving the thigh off with the leg on it. And he's like, "Who wants dark meat?" And I was like, "Me." And no one else said anything, so he just went and put that whole tomahawk on my plate. It was like this big, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And I just kind of gnawed it. That's all I ate.
Oh,
like, I had a little bit of mashed potato and like a taste of stuffing, but like I couldn't get to the pie. I couldn't have any seconds. Like, I didn't even want leftovers. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Too much.
I ate like 2.5 pounds of turkey for dinner, and that's all I had.
Do they eat emus in Australia? Are they like a food source, or are they just awful?
I have no idea.
Just watched a bunch of stuff on the Emu War of 1932, but
Which the humans lost, I think.
yeah. Australia lost. They out of 20,000 emus, causing starvation across the western side of the country. Out of the 20,000, they killed 1,000 of them.
So emu eggs might be the next big thing, but let's see. Wow, they're such a big thing you can't even see it. Like, are emus edible?
Do people eat emus?
You can get kangaroo meat at Dickman's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty good.
You've had it?
Yeah, we used to have this party at my friend's house called Feast of the Beast. So we would get like boa and thresher shark, buffalo, kangaroo.
How'd you like that?
We got rabbit, we got
stuff.
quail.
Your friend's something way more fun than my friends.
They did a whole.
That's true.
They hard-boiled an ostrich egg, so it was cool. And they like broke it up and cut it in half, so it was like it was a boiled egg, like a hard-boiled egg that was like this big.
Looks like
Holy shit!
It was
Oh,
so
an ostrich
good.
egg?
Yeah, it was
looks like a cartoon egg.
Those things are massive.
White with
Yeah,
the yellow,
yeah.
like it's perfectly sitting on the plate.
Yes, this is emu meat is actually an excellent alternative for health-conscious consumers who love the taste of meat. Beef, I mean.
I don't know what the situation is like now, but apparently they're all over the damn place.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were an invasive species in Australia, so I'm pretty sure you can kill them.
Were they invasive?
Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just overrun.
I know they invaded farms, but
Yeah.
I was watching. Have you been watching any PBS Eons on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool show.
Let's check it out.
They kind of figured out recently that they used to think that all, like kiwis and emus and ostriches and cassowaries, that they had all had a common ancestor on one of the stages of Pangea. I don't know if Pangea is the right word to use. I think that Pangea is just one stage of that. Anyway, and then as they broke apart, they just kind of like drifted. And,
Each evolved a different way.
They recently found out that their ancestry doesn't go back that far. That doesn't go as far as when the lands were connected. So they just kind of discovered that they were actually flighted birds, and then they flew these different breaking continents, and all of them just kind of evolved to
not fly anymore.
No, because with
this
the
is a good place. We'll just stay here.
Well, yeah, because it was right after the dinosaurs went out, and so there's like no ground. There was very little competition on the ground to eat.
Oh, that's why the Kryptonians spoke English. Same principle.
That's funny.
I like just watched Man of Steel the other night. Last night, actually, I was like, oh, there's a lot of weird plot holes in this.
Except ostriches. Apparently, they're not related at all.
They're also mean fuckers.
Are they?
Those guys are assholes.
Never met a nice ostrich.
Apparently, cassowaries are mean. If Far Cry 3 is any indication. Those things are scary.
Pretty sure in that game, bass attack you. What the? Oh God!
Quick time events against this fucking fish off your face.
You going fishing? Here's your gun. What? Why? Why do I need a gun to go fishing?
Know.
You'll see. Son of a bitch! Everything is so hostile.
They were cool though, the castaways in that game, because they see you and they all just start slowly, kind of like in their slow pace, to start to face you, and they just all just kind of creep up on you, like they're just lining up on you, just like a little creepy predatory. Yeah,
it's like the first time you see a unicorn in Elder Scrolls. I never seen one in Oblivion, and I was like, "Is that a fucking unicorn?" And like my friends were sitting around watching. I'm like, "I think it is." I'm like, "Go check it out.
Let's kill it."
I'm gonna try to kill it. And I got too close, and it came after me, and I was like, "Oh fuck this thing!"
I think I've been killed by a unicorn as well. Yeah, those emu boys, man. It was literally.
They brought in a mounted gun to fight them back.
It was a sergeant and two guys, and the two guys each had a machine gun, and
they could only kill 1,000.
So I mean, it's quite a story. So the first like event, they just started mowing down, and then they found out that their feathers and they have a lot of meat, and they just kind of soaked up bullets. They would get shot with these machine rounds, and they would still just run away. And
they would like scatter too, and then regroup, and then cause the same problems that they were causing in the first place.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was interesting how there's a whole herd of them, but instead of and they'll scatter in all directions, but they don't do it like all at the same time. They actually like form pocket groups that will each go into a different direction, and so they're just like they had to focus fire on individual groups, and and then they try to put it on, and they're fast apparently, and they put one of those machine guns to mount on the back of a lorry, or I don't know if that's a different kind of whatever. Anyway,
just say it in English.
And they were
vehicle.
And they were faster than this damn truck, and because they're just like rolling the outback, the accuracy is just all over. They were allotted 100,000 rounds, and then they got down to 1,000 rounds. They only had killed like 1,000 of them, and eventually the government, the Australian Parliament, who the side that opposed this whole operation. Had suggested to award emus medals for their many victories against the Australian army.
That's fun. I feel like it was kind of unrealistic to expect.
Oh, yeah.
Avocado badado.
Avocado badado.
Yeah, avocado badado.
Oh, avocado badado. You can make a song out of trying to pronounce this shit.
Yeah, right.
Fresh avocado. Look, everybody, Chipotle's got fresh avocado.
Garnier fructis. This is how he's already mispronounced.
Yeah, I don't even know how to say that normally. Pronouncing things in Coricoli.
Have you ever seen that dude?
No.
Oh my god.
Pronouncing things in Coricoli. He used to do Vines, but since Vine's gone, they did like a whole like solid thing of it. But it's like 6 minutes long, and by the end of it, I can barely breathe.
I miss Vine. Why did Vine
That's a
go away?
watermelon.
There was no ad space for it. I mean, how are you supposed to spend an ad in between 3-second video.
That's depressing.
I guess the platform got picked up again or something like that.
Yeah, he's in beta test with the most prominent Vine community people, like the biggest Viners from before.
I used to like to watch King Cameron and some other. I can't remember the name. It's been a bit now, hasn't it? It's gone for a long time.
What?
Vine.
Oh, Vine, yeah. I was surprised at how, like, this. I've been watching Vine compilations, and like, there's some from the lead up to the elections of Trump, Hillary, like, so it wasn't that long ago.
It feels like it's been way longer than that. Maybe these have just been really long years. It's
been some long dark times. Except for like, what? Except for was it? I can't remember. It's like someone's like, oh yeah, the year was going by so slowly until October hit, and now it's already 2022. Like, what the hell? Why won't it stop?
There was a good Reddit thing today. I don't know if you've ever seen the guy, or you might have seen it. He's wearing a spacesuit and has the guitar, and he's standing in NASA's decibel creation room. So it's this huge wall of like different types of speakers, and they can get it. It's basically to recreate like the vibrations caused by the space shuttle takeoff to see if like parts are going to hold together or screws are strong enough and stuff like that. Awesome. So this guy, I don't know how he got in, but he's a musician, and he basically put on his, like one of the old orange Cosmo things. I'm sure he wasn't plugged into it, but he's like got his guitar and he's like, yeah, right. And someone took a picture of him, and he said, like, if I ever dropped an album, this would be the cover. And he just did it today. He's like, 2 years later,
was it the cover?
I did it. He's like, and of course it's the cover now, and everyone went, it's been 2 years already? And he's like, yeah, unless you like fell into some sort of time loop and you just woke up like 5 minutes later and it's 2 years afterwards. And the very next comment was, I mean, ... it's possible. And the dude's username is time travel mishap.
Username checks out.
Yeah, pretty much one of those immediate like 5,000 votes instantly. Like, get the fuck out of here with your stupid name.
Oh man.
I remember the funniest like number of votes I got for something stupid was like I got 3 votes once because someone was like, if your username was your product, what would you make? And I was like, tiny necklaces, because my username is Baby Choker.
That's a great baby choker.
Yeah, like a
baby choker,
like a Victorian era pearl right there, just for a baby. The baby choker.
Holy crap! That's I wonder if that exists already.
I'd make a...
Here we go.
Let's find out.
Let's Google Baby Choker.
Oh, this is going to be a landmine.
Yeah.
Did you mean Baby Choker? Yep, there it is.
Wow.
Daddy's Girl Choker necklace for a... Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
Cute Baby Choker. Oh, it's Choker.
Oh, it's
Choker,
a baby.
Oh. So, yeah.
Well,
that's... I mean...
Could have been
that's a little less disturbing, to be honest.
Let's try it with a space. Baby Choker.
With a question mark?
Oh, maybe it did it automatically. Let's try this.
What?
No. Did you mean Baby Choker? No, I didn't mean Baby Choker.
Chokers for babies.
Nipples that are big enough to choke a baby.
What?
Nipples that are so big they're called baby chokers.
Oh wow. Urban Dictionary right here.
Excellent.
Boop. You should have that as like a banner if you ever have your username on like, I don't know, Injured or something like that. Or something like, like Facebook, you have a banner. Just have the lame Shane. Any loss of erection or libido due to back pain. That's you. Look, Shane.
Yeah, he found it. I ended up confessing because I was like...
He had such a guilty conscience.
It was funny.
About something you'd never hear about.
It was something I did, like we were sitting around, it was way back, I used to work at the hotel, and we were joking around about it, and we came up with that was supposed to be the name of our Firefly ship as a joke because we were like, it's called the Lame Shane, and Shane went, no. So we started making up like fake like nose art for it, like a leprechaun with his ass hanging out, or like a leprechaun with like a shillelagh as like a crutch, like all kinds of stupid shit.
Pants and frowning.
We were joking, and then Eric started calling it the Lame Shane so we could get away with it. Lame Shane. And then as a joke, we were like, what would the Lame Shane even be? And I don't remember how it came about. Somebody you said it, yeah, it would be like this.
Because he's always complaining about his back and other people do his work for him.
And I was like, we should put that. We should put that in Urban Dictionary. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. I put it on Urban Dictionary, and you can't find it again. Like it just goes into a pot. So I like looked for it and I didn't see it anywhere.
And I think Laura found it.
Well, I found it again. Yeah. And then
because you have to go to voting.
Because so Dayton was like, he's the one that found that. He's like, got to keep refreshing until it shows up, or keep voting until it appears. And that's when I told her. So then she went to everyone at the bar, and she's like, "Hey, Google this real quick and just help us out." So she brought everybody at the bar to Urban Dictionary, told them to keep refreshing until they found Lame Shane, then upvoted. So once it went through that, it went into like category vetting. So we attached it to like sexual
operation.
Yeah. So we put it to sex or whatever, like it pertains to sex. They had to do the same thing. You had to like vote, and you had to go to sex, and then like those things would pop up. And you can see other stupid shit that people were writing.
Yeah.
But because so many people upvoted it so fast, it got put in
that night.
That night, like we forced it through the vetting process, and it became
forced it
permanent. Yeah, we permanently attached Lame Shane to Urban Dictionary. That's when I felt guilty immediately. I'm like, oh, this is never going away, and I ended up telling him.
DUS
one of Shane's former coworkers, like a person that's been worked for his father, bought the mug.
With the definition on it.
Well, the reason I ended up telling him too,
I can't quite feel bad for Shane.
It wasn't just something. It wasn't just something that he was going to find out about. It was that Detective Mike wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. Like every time we'd be sitting there, he'd be like, "Oh, like kind of like a Lame Shane, huh?" I'm like, dude, no, we get it. You know, you're on some sort of inside joke. Like we get it.
The Dayton.
Dayton! Grab a plate.
Get some turkey bird. We're talking about the Lame Shane.
Can I get another?
Yeah.
I would prefer.
Yeah, you have
a winter warmer or the coffee stout.
That's not that. Holidays.
No turkey?
No. A dog.
A dog.
Did you go to Sonic after the Thirsties?
Well, Thirsties has dogs.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where the bottle of put it.
Why does it keep getting disappearing?
It's because it's not on the table.
Thank you.
It's a mimic trying to find a new place.
What kind of beer we rocking?
It's Sierra Nevada.
Winter holiday pack.
Not my favorite, to be honest.
No. I'm not a huge fan of Sierra Nevada.
Oh man,
it's it's pretty strong, right? You were saying those Blue Moons smelled strong. This is strong for me, and I'm a raging alcoholic.
The coffee stout's probably up my alley, but I don't know.
There's one in there.
What you want?
The coffee stuff.
Oh yeah, I think there should be one.
It'll go great with your orange soda.
That looks delicious.
No, actually, after you walked in with that, I was like, we should have just asked for sodas instead.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Now I'm like super thirsty.
Anyone got like vodka or anything?
No, that's what I was saying. Like, I saw that it was like Friendsgiving. I was like, I remember missing that last year, so I just kind of basically.
If you really feel guilty about it, you put it on.
That's what Shane. I didn't know we were going to be here for another hour. I didn't know how long that was going to be, or I would have gone and done it already.
Oh, right.
I kept thinking it was just a minute or two till he'd be back. So.
We also have super cheesy mashed potatoes over there.
They're super cheesy.
Pretty good too.
It's pretty much 50-50 cheese and potato.
I was going to say, I've never seen potatoes of that consistency.
Looks like grits.
Yeah. I wasn't quite sure what it was when I first saw it.
Damn, those are beautiful.
They came out really
You gotta
good.
show the camera. Show the world.
Where'd you get those?
For
This
his
guy got
birthday from Mitch.
When's your birthday?
It was the 11th.
What?
When I
Happy birthday.
ordered them, that's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say that you can see.
It's like, no, they just don't print it.
Yeah, almost looks like a... That is
got-
really
Like, I got them
nice.
for him when they showed up. I was like, I kind of want to give them to him.
Super
Like, these are really good
Awesome
looking
silver
dice.
full metal dice, like beautiful. I don't have a good resolution on my camera.
I think that's gonna... What if I go around and...
It's hard. It's not. Go around. Don't knock into the lights and everything.
I can't see the camera from this angle.
Up,
So.
A little higher.
Up.
Yep,
Closer.
there. Now closer to the camera. Yep, that'll do it.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do.
That'll do.
That is
It's
gorgeous.
nice. All right. How was your night?
What is it, lapis lazuli?
It was fine.
So are we officially starting later now then?
Yeah, 9:30,
9:30.
10, whenever we get together. So.
Okay.
I don't want to be a butt, but I do have a long couple days coming up, so 12:30, 12:45 is going to be
Yeah, we're not gonna go too long.
Like, as much as I want to play for the 3 full hours, I just want to say, like, normally it would be okay, but this is like the crazy weekend, like on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, homework and stuff, so.
I mean, you're not going to survive the beholder, so.
This is a very good point. I'm gonna try to hit it with my hammer and then find out what a death ray is.
Yeah. You're like, I got you these new dice. Your character's dead.
Return them.
Some of these just cursed Isarok dice. Jesus Christ, those dice.
So, does everyone remember where we parked?
We
Yes, we
just
just went
walked out
upstairs.
we walked out of a little theater that Dayton talked to the ghosts out of
Yeah.
fighting us. And then we found a couple other rooms. One went downstairs where it sounded like people were at. Or no, we didn't. We couldn't see. We didn't go. I didn't go into the over.
There was
some-
there was a dining room that smelled of rotted food.
But it was down.
But it was down. Like, yeah, it was,
Yeah.
you were in a
smaller
above
set of
balcony.
stairs and
We
up.
decided not to go.
Yes.
So
yeah.
we took the smaller set of stairs up, and that's
Yeah.
where we. Okay,
We were choosing to take those stairs.
that's not bad for 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right? You like that?
And of course, we can't forget the mimic.
Yes.
Your benchmark.
Your benchmark.
That's a good.
That was a
fight.
great one. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're starting with inspiration because
Yeah.
you're
Making fun of his.
your mom joke.
I apparently have been sprayed. I don't. I'm
It's not
pretty
supposed to
sure I
carry
already
over from-
used
It's
it.
not. It's not supposed to carry over.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So just let us carry over that.
I actually
last time
like
we were
that
still
Drake.
fighting that Drake.
Yep. Work for it. All right. So.
Is your battery got battery?
Should.
Oh, I'm so excited to finally play again. Sorry about last week,
It's
boys.
okay, it happens. That was like mine. I took fucking Halloween. I thought we were gonna do something, and my brother was like, "Oh, real play." So I was like, "God damn it, let's get drunk instead."
How's it going?
There it goes.
So you are moving up. As you guys are going through some staircases, you enter in some big kind of open chambers, and I'm assuming you're just you're trying to stick towards the center of the castle, because that's one of the clues is to stay towards the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way up through some pretty vacant areas. But anywhere near if you ever get to the center or near the heart of the castle, the big open area, like there's multiple landings and balconies and all kinds of stuff you can see. And you can also not shake the feeling that there's something kind of out in that darkness below or above you in that cavernous area. Because, like if you could fly, you could go from the point where you got bit by the mimic and probably fly all the way to the top of the castle, around and underneath landings and balconies and stuff. This is a massive chamber. So
I feel like the darkness is a mimicking the darkness.
I attack the darkness.
Sometimes you got
When you've gotten about like 2 landings away from where you were, you're kind of looking out over one of those kind of balconies, trying to get your bearings, and you hear this from down below, this wail, this chorus of wails start to come in.
Like,
like people wailing. Not no, not undersea whales. Then you hear screams.
Oh, God.
And the wailing gets fever-pitched. And then the screaming stops, and eventually the wailing stops.
Unsettling.
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah. You think so?
So what about these stairs?
Right, up and toward the center.
So you're coming around, and you are entering into a fairly massive area. Lots and lots of alcoves and archways. There's pedestals and all this stuff. It looks like this entire landing here is an art gallery.
About how far up are we at this point?
So you don't know how far those crazy stairs took you?
Crazy stairs.
The cursive stairs. You're not going out far enough to see through windows and things like that, but you definitely can't see the floor anymore through like the landings. So you're at least 20 stories up.
Okay.
You could speculate.
I don't wish to.
That sounds really scary.
Anyway, this massive, what used to be like an art gallery or a museum, or just some type of exhibit gallery. There's most of them are destroyed or disfigured beyond recognition, but there are still frames on the wall. A lot of them cracked. The paintings are mostly ruined. There's some that are preserved. Probably had some type of preservation magics on them, but nothing too fancy.
Linseed oil.
There's, plinths and display piers and things like that, and it probably used to have statues and busts. A lot of them, you just see broken fragments of stone around them, covered in dust. But yeah, there are also some statues in here as well.
This is kind of where the stairwell ends.
This is like, you've just been going up for a ways, and you've come upon this massive chamber. So you can, like, kind of venture away from the heart a little bit and see if that takes you, or you can just kind of skirt through this and try to see if there's anything beyond this gallery around the next bend.
Kind of cutting through back towards her.
Yeah, because, like, again, like, you're in this, like, imagine just a big central chamber, like, in this castle. Like, that's so big that, you guys are like tiny little dots on one side of this massive chamber. Well, this whole chamber is this art gallery museum. Right. And you can go around and just try to keep sticking to the chamber and try to find the next stairwell up if there's one close. Or you can kind of go back into here and see if there's stairwells up or anywhere else like that.
Well,
you haven't, like, you've gone up at least 2 landings, and you're making progress up, but you don't know if you've missed it or not, or if you're going to miss it if you don't explore deeper.
Yeah,
there might be supplies in a place like this. People have rested. Of course, if the GM tells you where to go, you probably shouldn't go.
There might be clues.
Yeah.
Yasa says.
So, shall we search this chamber?
The big, scary, dark place.
Just don't sit on a bench or anything.
No. I'd find standing. These benches don't suit my...
I shoot an arrow into every
palatable life.
Yeah, that's your new thing. Just
stab everything.
That's good.
Let's go into the darkness.
As you start heading into the gallery.
The gallery's not dark, is it?
There is a lot of cracks in walls and things, and above you and around you. So there is some light getting through, diffused through floors and floors of other rooms and things like that. Again, this place isn't in the best shape. It did get hit by a mountain, pretty much. Right. But there is illumination. There is enough to see. You guys also have your torches and everything, so you're actually not your torches, but your light that you can cover up. Was it your hammerhead is glowing and your necklace is glowing? Mm-hmm. So,
just like in the drow cave or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as you start heading into the gallery, the moment you kind of cross the threshold where you can tell, like, the floor is different, This is a different area from what you were before, a different chamber, and you're in the gallery. The moment you cross that threshold, like kind of like this wispy, you think it's like just dust kind of like being swirled up, but as you get closer, you actually see them coalescing into forms, and there are people walking around here. But they are spectral in nature.
Well, look, Savrov, and you think you could do that thing again? We didn't have to deal with any of this.
Or we just completely trivialize this encounter.
I mean, sure, why not?
If you move to try to interact with these, you notice that they don't pay you any mind. It looks like they are admirers or patrons of whatever this was. They'll walk up to an empty stone pedestal and then stop and gesture at it and talk amongst themselves like they're looking at something. They'll go and look at a ruined portrait and sit there and speak to each other.
It's more like projections of people almost.
Echoes.
So let's just tread carefully by them. Don't disturb anything they're looking at.
Okay.
Sound advice.
So let's. Do you want to I will search the far side for doors.
Okay. So, I mean, this chambers are massive. Like, there's many different areas and ways to go. But, yes, go ahead and make me a investigation check.
You can do it.
Accidentally saw Wiley's screen.
Aww.
What?
He peeked behind the curtain.
Oh.
Investigation check?
Look harder.
Mainly it was him he was going up ahead, kind of looking around. All right, so you're looking around up ahead, scouting. You guys are behind, just checking things out. Mainly also just trying to stay out of ghosts' paths. You don't know what happens if
it's very distracting.
Yeah, you don't know what happens if you actually intervene where one wants to walk. Like you don't want to test that.
Yeah.
So you're avoiding them and looking and checking for stuff. But you're looking around like half like, is this still valuable? And half, is there doors here? And you come around kind of like a bend where there's a lot of alcoves on one side where there's several paintings, just like you go into a painting, like this is all from this person, 5, 6, 7 paintings up on this alcove in each little area. And there's several of these alcoves down, so they're all on your left. And then in the center, there's big 4-sided like pillars, basically crossed pillars, and they used to have statues and other sculptures in each crux. So you got this, almost like hallway, but alcoves on this side and these pillars on this side, and then there's a whole other side of alcoves on the other. But you see a couple of the ghosts are coming down, and you're like, looking around this way, and the ghost striding along, and then something pounces on the ghost and like lifts up, and you see it dig into the ephemeral form of the ghost, and the ghost starts like, there's no sound, but the ghost is screaming out in pain, and you see the ghost's companion like falls to the ground in terror, and there's this thing, and it just devours the ghost, and then it goes to attack the other ghost, and
I think
that's what you're seeing.
I think this was since we missed last game. I think you meant this for the Halloween game. That's terrifying.
And it pounces on the other ghost, and like its claws go right through it, and she starts screaming. But then it's like, as you're
I'm not a ghost, I got nothing to be afraid of.
It's a good point.
Yeah. You have cutting action, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With cutting action, you can hide, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you can
dash.
hide, dash, and disengage. So yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to hide.
Yeah. So to not get seen, you need to beat its perception check.
It goes first, right?
At the same time, it doesn't matter.
Do I hide before you start looking?
What is my? Do I use? Is this my like agility? Is that what it
It's your hide, your stealth.
Dex plus your proficiency. Make sure if you're double proficient in it, if that's your expertise.
I'm pretty sure he's expertise in that. I think it's hide and thieves tools, or stealth and thieves tools.
Stealth and thieves tools is hide?
No. You have a thing called expertise, which doubles your proficiency bonus in 2 things, and I think you chose stealth.
It would be in your
and it's in your skills. Stealth and thieves tools.
I don't know what the marking would look like.
Oh, definitely. That's
the extra circle. Yeah, so you get double proficiency.
But it's already added in to that value.
Oh, okay.
It's that plus.
Oh.
Plus 13.
Did you roll 3?
Yeah. Want to roll the 9.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Sounds like you're off the roll. I'll use your inspiration.
Let's make it a 24 then.
Alright, cool. So attack us instead.
Okay. So you do you want to go to pillar or do you want to go to alcove?
I want to go home.
Okay. So you duck into an alcove.
That's not how we're not gonna make Zung shade like that.
You duck into an alcove, and you can't hear this thing, so you don't know if it saw you, if it's coming, but you're like obviously holding your necklace, so it's not producing light, and it's super dim in here without your light. So you're in this alcove, like back to where it would be coming towards you if it saw you and is doing that. But as you're like back that way, you're looking back the way you came, catty corner out of the alcove, and you start to see light growing as your companions are following you.
Well, can I message?
You absolutely can.
All right, so I'm going to message you to watch the fuck out. Because what a demon thing is up here eating the ghosts.
I would have just heard the voices.
Yeah. Frost, cover your hammer.
Ooh. I got a cape.
You got a cloak.
I got a cape or something. Like just like retcon the cape.
Yeah.
I got a cape.
You have a cloak.
Yeah.
Every good pal's got a cape.
Yeah. So you extinguish your light and stop advancing. I'm gonna assume on that one. All right.
See, it's okay to break the group up sometimes.
What are we doing?
I skinny what I saw, some sort of demon that ate the
Zornex encountered a ghost killing demon ahead.
That's awesome.
That's what I said.
we should take that with us.
It seems like something we don't want to mess with if we can help it.
I understand.
Although I'm pretty much in place now.
You can watch it maybe float on by and attack the other ghosts. I don't want to do anything. Who knows? I want to get closer and have to make a stealth check.
You should just start yelling, "Hey, ghosts!
Yeah.
There's free beer in that alcove." I'm glad you grabbed your marker. Like you turned that piece of paper over, and I was like, "Here we go."
Yeah.
So I was like, I did not hide from that thing.
So this is roughly, the hallway, and then there's
Described that very well.
yeah, and so you are here, and the thing you saw is here,
And then they're over here, right?
and they're somewhere down here. Like they haven't like this. This goes like around the corner. All right, so we're gonna play a fun little game. So you got your position. You see where you are now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these X's are...
This is you. Oh, these are the pillars. Those cross pillars. So there's like statues and things.
Okay, so yeah.
corners.
Okay. So yeah, you did. You actually explained that very well. That was very much what I thought. It was like when we drew this.
I need a
get away
small...
with his descriptors.
Yeah.
Small
Ooh, give me that.
Yes?
Yep.
Are we gonna do a stuff game?
It's gonna be some Scooby-Doo shit right here. All right. So you're sitting there in the alcove, and it goes and passes you by, and it looks like it's looking for something. So it's
For ghosts.
over here, and it's like looking around. So it's past you in the line, and it's actively looking. It's not going to take too long
I
before.
want to stealth around the other, right there. You
Like
your finger. Yep,
here?
near the catty corner.
Into this one, or like
That
want to go around to the other
that
side?
one right
Okay.
there. It's a little more hidey.
Stealth.
Be careful, my lord. It It may kill us just to eat our ghosts.
Not terrible.
I kill you just to make
No,
ghosts,
it's
so we can eat them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yasser gets it.
Okay.
These dice look like
So you move
white chocolate.
this way, and as you're going,
Oreo.
there's another one. And you're like, oh, you just commit, and you're over here now. So this thing was like over here, looking this way, and like you just went like just as it turns this way a little bit. You're like,
Wish we had like an aerial camera to look
Right.
down on this stuff.
so yeah, you're in this little alcove now, and on the opposite side of the pillars, like there's alcoves over here too. But now on the opposite side of the pillar view, there's two of these, and they're deathly silent. You hear like just the faintest of dust moving when they move.
Silent,
So
but deadly.
you get to make a perception check to see if you can figure out now, because you don't have line of sight to them at all anymore. So make a perception check to see if you can hear them.
Fucking perception's okay.
You'd think.
It's
What?
15.
Oh, you got a good perception.
15.
roll.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, it was a 9, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, okay. I put it down and it was like next to the 6. I'm like, this is actually an 11, but that was a 15.
Okay. So you think you hear this one moving that way, and this one moving this way. And for the folks at home, they can't see this. So like he's in this pillar area, and there's a shadow demon here and a shadow demon here, and he thinks they've moved. Like one's moved across, and one's moved to the location that the other one was in.
Help, guys.
So
Fuck.
You have to message us.
yeah, you have to message him to do anything.
Yeah.
They warn us if there's a second one.
Well, I would. All right, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and message that there's more, and then I seem to be pinned down a bit.
Do you think he's dead? I think he's dead.
This is why I don't message him. It's like that scene in Robin Hood Men and Thieves where Prince of Thieves where he puts the thing up and he tries to like.
Stab the people that are
So-
far away.
So Wileyverse, I asked if there's at least a second one of these demons.
Oh shit. Should we kill it? I've always wanted to kill a demon. All the tales of...
Do you know what you told me was that there's a second one?
And then I'm pinned down.
Okay, I was just saying, and Zernax is pinned down where he's at, so...
Oh.
Await further instructions.
Do you want to move?
Not right this turn. I'll skip my movement.
Should I could create a distraction. I could make some noise. Do you think they have ears? I've never really seen a demon before. How does he know they're demons? What's this story? Do you know this man?
He said it was a demon-like looking creature. He's going based off of his eyesight.
Yeah, shitty rolls against me.
So it passes you by.
Where'd that one go?
He's lost track of it.
Shoot.
So it comes by this way, and like you see, like you're sitting there again, and you just see this. Right, pass you by. Moving.
So I'm gonna run behind it to the next pillar. That
On
way.
which side?
It's like point on
That
the
side,
piece of
yeah.
paper.
Oh, I'm
where
sorry. I
you
thought I
want to
pointed
touch
it. Yeah.
This side. Okay.
Show where you got touched by the demon. What just happened? Okay. Also, my boots of elven kind.
Advantage.
Give me advantage, but they also make me make no sound as I walk to the spice surface.
Well, yeah,
So-
you haven't been rolling with advantage, so it's...
Yep.
Oh, am I supposed to roll with advantage every time? With those?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
okay.
get your
stealth check.
yeah, get your
You,
inspiration back
Okay.
because you wouldn't have spent it.
Oh yeah, good
All
call.
right, cool. Thanks for that. That was my bad. I'll keep track of it better. I was trying so hard. Like I remembered everything that we had done, and then I'm like, I don't forget my boots. You're like, you don't forget your boots. They're your boots, stupid fucker.
All right, roll it.
That's good.
Should I roll?
Yeah.
I get to roll twice. Yeah.
Take the higher of the two.
24 is the higher of the two.
Your stealth is like my attack roll. Except I don't get advantage.
Yeah, but you get like 3 attacks.
Dude.
Make a perception.
I'm just as sneaky as you are deadly. It's kind of fun, actually. Fuck me, man. 11.
Okay.
They're both gone.
You're like,
How
I
many
messaged you. I
left?
lost track of both of them.
Shoot.
I smell nothing.
Rofrost, get ready to repeat after me.
Okay. Oh, starting now.
All right. So that's my turn again.
It's your turn.
All right. So, fuck me. Well, if I've lost track of the other one still, then let's do the same thing I did last time. Just make it to here again.
Rofrost, we're about to say the words Leroy, followed by the word
25.
Jenkins.
How loud? Like a lot loud, or?
I mean, I saw it as I ran by.
So like, it's like you saw its head turn just as you got out of its line of sight.
yeah, fuck with you. I'm sneaky.
Does he need a... Wait, did you just roll stealth again or perception?
Stuff.
That was a stealth.
Does
So
need
he is now-
perception again, or-
He is now all the way there. So yeah, I do a perception.
If he gets across this, realize
You
he's
for
going to come
sure
back
saw
to
the
stealth
one,
us
so
three.
you know where the one is because you just...
24 for perception.
That was
Finally.
Oh, you have a +5 for that?
6. Or perception is a +6, yeah.
So they're like this now. Do you think?
You think that, and supposedly there's still only 2 of them.
Yeah. So I was going to say, this is clearly not adding up.
Yeah. There's like one of them, there's like 3 of them, and one of them just keeps rolling a 20, but it's a different one every time.
Yeah, right.
These fuckers are quick.
I asked where we are, but...
You're like somewhere up in here.
Like, are we around this corner, though?
Yeah, you're like you're not just like at the thing waiting. There's some pillars and little pedestals and things between you and them, but like you can see the corner that you have to turn to get to him.
I'm just curious, because...
Can I tell
This
which
one,
way
yeah,
that one's
I'm like,
looking?
"Oh, we sit right
No,
No.
just you can hear where they are.
Has he seen... Sorry, I shouldn't ask.
okay.
Has he seen them devour any more ghosts or anything?
They are passing ghosts by at the moment.
Oh, they're
They
full.
seem to be on the hunt for
So
whatever they think they heard.
What?
Oh.
Okay. I was like,
All right,
okay,
so-
that one poor ghost. He didn't do shit. Ghosts are my friends. I don't know if you know that.
That's news to me. I'm quite alarmed by it.
Talked to the ones earlier, like, the show right again? Or the ceremony right again? I was like, yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna-
Yeah, it's right. Come on in.
Can I think something inconsequential off the ground? Is there like any like little
Yeah,
rock
you
or
can-
pebble or anything? Yeah. So I'm gonna
You're a
go in and-
thief. You have enough.
Perfect.
You
That's what I
have
was saying,
pocket
like,
sand and
oh,
marbles.
yes, I
and,
knew it. I was looking for it. I'm like, I don't have any ball bearings.
This
Castle
gets
stuff
a
has
cup
to
of
be, there has to
slap,
be
you know,
just
all
like
kinds of shit.
parts of rubble. And
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
just-
Well, I was just say too.
Stone,
What I was
all that.
looking for specifically was my ball bearings, which apparently this thief doesn't.
You looking
have
for your
any of.
balls?
So I want to toss something back that way,
Okay.
or like basically around the corner.
all right. Make an intelligence check. Just wanna.
Groove.
I know it's not. It is a good.
That's
It's
fine.
he's an arcane
he's
trickster, so
actually-
he's got a good
It's
intelligence.
the most dangerous role.
He's not roll for us over here, so this could be okay.
22.
Okay. So this is just for tactics and planning. Like, you can also, like, if you're trying to just get them away or really confuse them, these alcoves, if you throw a ball bearing like down at the alcove over here and skip it in, like that'll make a sound there, and then skip that thing over.
Well, I was going
and
to say I wanted to throw
bounce
something
it
that
and
would
all that
at
kind of
least
stuff.
like even if it was like a rock or rubble
Yep.
or something that
Yeah.
kind of like ran off in the distance. Yeah.
So
So yeah, what I'll do then is instead, like you said, I'll throw it high so it hits and then it does something else, and yeah, it kind of bounces around a little bit.
just make a ranged attack, essentially a dex plus your proficiency.
Make a throwing.
Make a throwing check, like if you were throwing a knife.
Launch it with your magic bow.
I mean, there really isn't a failure in this. I'm just seeing how. Like,
Yeah, 11.
Okay, so you throw it, you get some pretty good distance. It's not some super cool throw. It hits, it ricochets, it hits the ground.
What was that?
Perception.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, shut up.
You give it away. 17.
Waiting.
No, I'm gonna stealth it on.
Okay, you're gonna Just trying to...
No, play it safe. No. Back the same way I've been doing it. Yeah, the leapfrog.
So, even with him out here?
No, yeah, then let's make a run for it. Yeah, you're right. So I'm going to go ahead and go on out.
Okay.
Stealth again, right?
Yep.
Get advantage so that. And then
Yeah.
I'll get better than that. And okay.
15 this time.
15?
Yeah. With advantage plus 10.
Wow.
You're rolling 3 out of 5.
My dice are heavy today. Pay your gravity bill.
Okay. You're gone. But you don't know.
If they heard me or saw me or what.
You don't know if they're coming after you.
So I'm gonna group up with you guys and just let you know what's going on.
Oh, hey, friend, welcome back.
There are at least 2 more, or at least 2 of those things. I do not know if they heard me, but they are looking for me for sure.
So, should we still try to search this area and find out their stairwell, or should we just go to this
Do you think we could take them?
stairwell?
Possibly. That's one of those things Xernax is like, I don't want to back down from a fight. You know? Probably not.
Probably not. Oh my goodness, that's a scary.
But we haven't seen them. Only he's seen them.
Well, describe it. Okay.
Yeah. His best description.
Roar, you know?
So the thing
Like
is,
a big
wings,
dumb
it has
bat.
Like we're
horns, and
dragons, and I
it
think
just
this thing looks
fades
scary.
and
out.
it's floating. It's
Yep.
not like walking. It's just floating.
Uh-huh.
You're like, we haven't seen these things. I'm like,
So we should just go to the stairwell that we know is here, not screw around with
we
this
could do
chamber.
that. I didn't see much. else down the alcove. It goes on for a bit.
So,
We have other ways we can go, but that one does not look safe.
so you guys, you getting out of here?
Dude.
Well, part of me wants to roll combat, part of me wants to survive another day.
Well, I mean, we can see what's up there. And yeah, like, we should avoid danger if we can avoid it,
Hey,
honestly.
that's the crown that Xerax stole.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
And the head. I like
Caliber,
that.
the curse crown.
Yeah,
I'm
the
kinda
curse.
sad. Like, that was a pretty awesome end to it, but I'm kind of sad that it's gone now. Like, I had fun with that.
It's alright. It was a good little short one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's a stairwell that you said earlier, like we can kind of tell that, like,
Well, you can just go back to more towards the central chamber and skirt out of this gallery and see what's elsewhere.
okay, let's do that.
Alright.
Alright.
We'll follow Sabra.
So, Sir Sabbath ran away.
Hey, shut up.
No, I'm really like you guys are doing really good of avoiding combat, like avoiding fights and encounters. I'm like,
It's like eventually this lug's gonna run out, so we're gonna have combat against something at some point.
And we'll be out of luck.
But let's not.
We'll have lots of health points on that.
Well, honestly,
and you'll have all your spells.
Yeah.
Let's say let's
You'll have
let's
all
not
your
waste spell
healing-
slots or health
Yeah.
points. I mean,
Plus
he's
we're-
already down like 9 or 11.
I'm down 11 hit points, but I still have, I think I have 2 healing potions still.
Oh, yeah, we all have a bunch, don't we?
Because he
Yep.
sat on a bench that wasn't a bench.
Our
It was a bat bench.
benchmark.
It was on my bench. That was funny. What you got there?
My gloves and missiles snaring.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I just hadn't seen the picture. He uploaded the actual stuff for me.
Ugh.
Because I had just written them in till another time, but we couldn't remember what they were. So
I wonder if you can even hit a ghost.
let's find out some other time.
Let's find out. Good call.
I know, right? I feel the same way. Like, there's so many wondrous things to explore that might kill us.
Yeah.
So you make your way out of the gallery into the next area, which seems to be just kind of an expanse, just an expansive hall of pillars, like just lots and lots of just pillars in rows.
This is the pillar.
Pillory. It's a stocks or a pillory. You can easily probably get lost in the middle of this if you don't stay close to the railing. But as long as you kind of keep your direction sense, if you want to venture into this zone and see what the hell it's about, you can.
Can we?
For those joining the chat for the stream for the first time, Wiley killed our last group, and it's the first time he's ever killed an entire party, and he got the taste for it. It's like he's been chasing the dragon ever since. All of his suggestions are ominous. All of his monsters are ridiculous. Like we have to keep running away from stuff.
I do like this though. Lots of pillars, kind of I don't know. That feels like this is like what you'd see leading to some kind of greater.
It's formal. It might be more used or.
And you can venture away from the thing a little bit and just to see if you can see something in here.
Are there like old tapestries and stuff like that? How formal does this place look?
Make it an investigation check if you're going to look that deeply.
With my massive intelligence.
Good job.
No.
What do I say? I have a 3.
Anyone else want to like see, look
I
around?
found
It doesn't matter to me. Like,
Let's make it an 8.
yeah. All right. Do you want to go for it?
Do it.
I haven't rolled those dice yet here.
There you go. Plus your intelligence.
Let's do 13.
Okay. You see like pretty much from the direction of the central chamber, basically parallel. So not on the ones facing out, but facing across, like if you were walking away from the central chamber, there are hooks, like in the stonework between, like this pillar goes up and there's a little stone hook that comes out, and there's a stone hook that comes out on this side, but not on these sides. So just this side, not this side, and this side. So it looks like they probably hung banners or tapestries that you could see between the pillars up at the top as you were walking this direction, away from the central chamber. But if you were walking across the central chamber, or parallel to it, you would be walking in between the banners.
Might have been right there. Maybe we should follow the way that it was meant to be walked, kind of find our way through. It would help us keep our bearing too. Sure. We just know which way the hooks are.
Yeah, you can always tell which way in the chamber you are. So,
good perception. Yes.
Good job to look around and see what this was used for. Good job would actually succeed.
Good idea. Good success.
Inspirations.
Hey.
All right. So, you guys heading that way? Or you and Lead looking around?
Like Zernax, do your thing.
All right.
We'll be
perception.
behind you. All of us or just him?
Just him.
He's
He's up front.
points into that next time.
Put some points to that.
11.
You should have it. That's really
I
high.
do. I know it's a +6. I just can't fucking roll to save my life.
You just don't, like, your wisdom is not super maxed.
Yeah. 11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone else make perceptions.
My perception.
It's not great.
I shouldn't have touched your face.
Yeah, everyone, like, I didn't even think about it, but, like, you showed them to me at first, like, oh! Like, fuck, I shouldn't have touched those.
I got a 9.
He's got like a whole
19?
stack of my dice, and it
19.
doesn't
All right.
seem to affect him.
So, you guys, I'm assuming you're doing your formation and that you're staying next to each other. You're not, like, walking between pillars or anything crazy like that. You're staying along one lane.
I'm up maybe 2 pillars.
Yeah, and they're between pillars. Like you're not spreading out. Everyone between 2 sets of pillars or their own set of pillars, like their own column.
Do you have chalk? No,
I do.
He does. He's like, you remember when you
using
chalked
the
yeah.
So you guys are all walking, and he's up ahead. You're looking around, and you look over, and there's a pillar off to your right, up ahead. Zernax has already passed it, has passed the throw, but there's a chain around the bottom of it.
My lord, I see a pillar.
Okay.
There, pillars.
Oh, no, I point at the chain.
I was like, elaborate.
It's like we're walking by a bunch of pillars. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, right. Yes.
It's like driving down the highway. Hey, it's like a truck pulling hay. My dad did that every fucking trip.
Oh, man.
So yeah, there's a chain.
Flashbacks to Texas. What is that?
Hey. There's a chain around the bottom of a pillar.
Okay.
I didn't see it, so.
I know.
Yeah, he's like, you guys see it, and he's continuing up ahead.
Yeah. Point it out. Should
You have any idea what a chain would mean around the bottom of a pillar?
I remember one time the general had captured a former an enemy commander and chained him in the war hall for some time for us two. It wasn't pleasant, my lord.
So what are you suggesting we do with this
I'm saying
information?
there might be more ghosts. I don't know. Let me take a look at it, and I'll go check out the chain.
So you sure?
Yeah.
You hear Rofraz, because it's hard not to hear him. You're in chainmail?
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear him going off from behind you.
So I'll come back and join.
So you stop, turn around, and see him
Someone
walking
wants
out.
Rofraz.
Like, he has the light, so he's just walking out.
I'll come back with him since I have some light.
So, as you're like going through the pillars like that and heading up to the one with the chain, you see that the chain that's wrapped around the pillar snakes off the pillar, the area, and goes kind of like the central between all 4 pillars that are around it. And there's a carpet laid down, and looks like a figure, like a mound, is on the carpet on one side, and then there's a whole bunch of things on the carpet.
Wait, what's this chain?
It's like this mound, a shape. It's kind of like, it's down here, but like the chain goes off to this thing on this carpet, and there's all these things in front of the shape that's on the carpet. That's like, I'm giving you the first impression, the first thing you can realize, like you see
I'm
it.
I'm gonna see this. I'm just thinking that this is like some kind of chained beast, and these are just like it's food debris all around it. I'm gonna back away slowly. And pretend I never saw this.
Is there someone there?
Oh yes, I was just leaving. Shit.
But before you go, you should come and take a look at my wares.
What? Really? Who are you?
I don't remember.
Oh. Well, my name's Rofrus. Hey, my lord. There's a merchant here.
Good to meet you, Rofrost. Please step right up and take a look at my wares.
Okay.
Scary, not scary.
Flip. Scary? Not scary. Scary? Not scary.
I approached it.
What are you guys doing?
How far away is he?
40 feet.
We can see him. Okay, I'm gonna let him poke the bear himself. I can
So
shoot it from a distance.
You're just gonna like kind of hang out next to a pillar away from this thing and let him walk.
I'm gonna move up slowly.
I'm supposed to be
because I have
sneaky and shit.
I have a bad feeling I'm gonna have to do some healing here.
All right, Yas walks up. All right, so there is an old man. He's wearing like this kind of big robe. It looks Amish. Is a country in the south of AMN. They are merchants.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally thought you. I didn't click in my head. Yeah. Interesting.
Looks like like a very merchant's robe, like pretty fine. That chain snakes up underneath that robe, and he's got this nice big patterned carpet out. Long beard, silly tufts of hair coming out the side, bald pate with like a hat that's kind of coming off of it.
The chain goes up into his robe?
Yeah, so it's like
on his ankle or something.
It's on his something like he's squatting down, like he's cross-legged, but he's got so much robe you can't tell where that chain goes. It just goes underneath the robe. And in front of him are pillows, and each pillow has an item on it, and each pillow has a folded paper card in front with a gold piece amount.
It's like some Legend of Zelda shit.
What? It's dangerous to go alone. You should take this. There is a bottle with some murky liquid in it.
What color is it?
It is murky, kind of grayish purple.
Oh, okay.
There is a wand.
Ooh.
It looks like ash, nice white wood. Has a little bit some like twists in it. There is it's willow, and at the end it actually fades to complete white, like it's been bleached in the sun. A set of bone dice, hand carved.
3 items.
A block of what looks to be a pretty hefty. You know exactly what it is when you see it, and it's even got a wooden hand grip on the back of it, but it's a whetstone.
Ooh.
It's one for big swords. Like it's not like I sharpen my knives.
Right.
A yellowish ball or orb, and a plain key, just iron key.
Where's that key go to?
He reaches down and he picks it up. I don't know.
Mysterious.
It's only 500 gold pieces though.
500 for an unknown key. What's the price on that whetstone?
The price on the whetstone is 1,000 gold.
1,000. Wow. It's a bit steep for.
He isn't. Did you ask him, or did you do? I assume you just looked at the card. Yeah, so 1,000.
I asked him about this whetstone. Like, how could this whetstone possibly?
He reaches down and picks it up. This was gifted to a great paladin of justice on the night before a great battle against evil.
What, really?
It was. Unfortunately, he never got a chance to use it.
Oh, what does it do?
Sharpens.
I don't know that. I don't know. It sharpens swords, I guess. And like you notice, like he seems like when you ask him his name, things like that, and he gets that passive voice. He's like, I don't know, and he gets that little kind of senile look. But when he touches an item, like his eyes are clear, focused, and he spouts out exactly what it is, and then he puts it back down, and his eyes kind of fade out again.
Whoa! How much gold do I have?
Ask him about the potion. It's in your equipment.
Yeah, hit your equipment, and it'll be at the top.
Oh, yeah.
You do not have enough.
Remember when you guys all tried to go shopping before you came in here?
Dang, I only have 400. My lord, can I have allowance?
No.
It's a really cool whetstone.
I'm gonna go for the key. You're like, there's this cool sharpening rock. Sharpening rock.
What's this potion? I look at the card.
The card says 300 gold. It goes, this potion will let your eyesight pierce even the darkest of veils.
No one's going to want that.
So it says the person in a group that no one has dark vision.
Might as well ask him about all the other stuff too. There's an orb.
Yeah.
There's a
golly. Yeah. I mean, I'm fascinated. Rofras is fascinated. Yeah.
There's this window everywhere we go. Rofras has a window shop. What's this robe? What's that hat?
What's this ball?
Picks that up. It says, it's a ball of wax. But as long as you have this on your person, it will melt before you do. He puts it back down.
I've never melted before. That seems useless.
You've melted twice.
You've melted a ton of time.
That was more like...
The wax ball is 250 gold.
Huh.
Ask about the wand.
Yes, the wand.
We have to know. Yeah, like if he doesn't, I have to walk over there and ask about it.
A willow wand. This is imbued with the purest light of the plane, the positive plane, and will seal any wound that the tip touches.
That's pretty sweet.
5,000 gold.
It is 500.
I have enough for any of this stuff.
Here come. Oh, no.
Yeah. Not a thief, it's weird. I just don't have money.
Want to look at the dice as well?
Oh, yeah, the dice.
Oh, yeah. Look at the bone die.
These were used by the great gambler Sidon Outs, who was murdered in his sleep. He puts it back down. They're 50 gold.
I'll buy those.
But it's the cheapest thing. We can afford that. We can find out what they do. Actually, my lord.
Actually, Zernax was a bit of a gambler.
Oh, no.
I have to admit, I'm pretty curious about this key. However, this is a very big place.
So I'm the only one that, kind of moved up
You and
semi
Ayasu.
behind him.
Yeah.
Ayasu moved up too. Or
Ayasu
you still
went up.
sit in the back?
Well, I'm supposed to stay separated
Chilling.
usually.
Keep them
I
separated.
wasn't sure what was going on. I mean, we can mark this place.
The shadow
mentally,
demon is
and
all
we
like,
can-
found you!
Yeah. We can always come back.
Well, he is chained here. Are you chained here?
Yep. Am I? Sheesh. Yeah, I guess I am.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
Oh,
I can't remember the last time I've eaten.
I give him some rations.
In exchange for the key.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I can only take gold.
Oh, you eat gold?
No, my bag does.
Oh.
I mean, like in his
Should've
lap,
said
he's
in
got
the
this.
sack.
In his lap, he's got this velvet, like black velvet bag that's like open. It's got a gold cord around it. If you want something, you put the coins in here, and you can take it.
Oh. Is the bag for sale?
No, unfortunately not. Only the things on the pillows.
Don't do that.
That's not very
You
common.
just take one of the things.
You want to try?
No,
I wouldn't.
I'm not.
I would not try that.
Like I'm the thief, and I'm like, nah, yeah, that sounds like a bad idea. Maybe if you were stealing something for $20, but these are like $5, except for the dice.
Like you have rations in your hand, like, eat, sir. Like, please.
Oh, but sounds.
He's not gonna respond to you. Ask him though if he knows where something is that we need to find, like central chamber or embassy, like just.
The dwarven embassy.
Right. Do you know where the dwarven embassy might be?
I don't even know where I am.
Oh, this is Castle Never. You know that, right?
Never heard of it before.
You don't know your name.
I can't say that I do.
What should I call you?
Sir?
Sir? All right, sir.
I would have called him
1,000 gold for a whetstone. It's got to be good.
God, you are.
He is so focused on this.
trying to figure out what he can sell, even though the guy doesn't sell. I can see you looking at your stuff like, what?
Yeah.
You're adding
He
your
only takes
silver and your
gold.
copper together, yeah.
Like, it's probably quite literally, like, even if we have, like, platinum pieces, you might not take that. Like, not just gold.
That's great. Like, am I up? I guess.
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
up.
You're close enough to hear.
I'll ask this fucking thing, whatever it might be. What would happen if we freed you of these chains? Any idea?
I don't know. I don't. Can you?
Can try.
We can try.
You seem like a nice fellow. You probably won't be chained here. I'll give it a whack with my hammer, huh?
Uh-huh.
I'll give it a whack with my
Get
hammer.
it back with your hammer.
Okay. Do you want me to roll?
Yeah, I do.
No, you just...
Just damage. You don't have to roll a
did
hit.
damage.
Oh, just damage.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they're not gonna move. Well,
it would suck if you miss,
Yeah.
miss. Like you just cling.
My father wanted me to be a carpenter.
Yeah.
It didn't work out.
Smashing the marble floor.
I was fired as a movie.
That's 11, 15.
All right, so you smash, and you see they just seem like iron chains. So they're pretty thick. It's like, and you're like, okay, well, a couple more hits and they'll break. And as you go up to lift again, you're like, they just return back to full size and shape. Retain their.
I was gonna say try to hit it harder, but that's about as hard as you can.
Yeah.
hit it.
You can start channeling spells through it if you think the positive energy will help. But again, you're like, that's stuff you could be using later.
Yeah.
We do know where he is now. We can always come back.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm
about
like,
that?
could we find this place? And yeah, who knows?
Remember those stairs.
Mm,
This place doesn't always stay the same, it seems.
also, who's to say we need anything this guy has?
What about this key?
the key sounds good, but it
The-
would be like all of our money.
So, to go through this, the potion of dark vision would be perfect for him as he's up ahead and looking around.
$500.
Right, 300.
300.
A wand that cures wounds would save spell slots for you.
But it's $500.
Is that what
That's
it does?
500.
Is just cure wounds?
It's a wand of cure light wounds. That's what it is.
How many charges does it have?
You don't know.
So, yeah, so you could have one.
Yeah,
And
and
charge.
And then the bone dice, nothing. It's just belonging to somebody. Not sure what it is.
he doesn't. He didn't say if there was a trait to it. You don't know.
Just as the guy that had it died in his sleep.
Like,
The mystery.
I know. He's like, here's these things you could probably use. I'm like, what about them dice?
Yeah.
The wax ball or whatever seems to
300.
be
It was
like
250, right?
if you get
If we were hunted by a red dragon, that'd be pretty useful.
or anything else that could set us on fire. It seems like that will maybe like spare us for
Spare one person.
Whoever's holding it, would become.
Can you break it apart?
I wonder if you also could dispel the
We don't know what your stupid whetstone will do.
She
besides
doesn't
sharpen your
have dispel
blades.
magic. Oh,
Some
no,
wizard.
she's an evoker. Come on, got her some slack.
Also, I'm not even here for any of this. I'm off in the distance watching your backs while you talk shop.
Seem like interesting deals, my lord.
How much is the key?
Key is
500.
I know, but like,
Because part of me is like, I kind of want that potion. Just because we are searching around a dark place, and it would help you, like, not just like.
How much money do you have?
I have like 400.
Wow.
I think.
All right.
Come on, deep pockets.
I know. I'm more generous than Eastrock. All right, so I'll approach the carpet.
Okay.
How much is a platinum again? Only 10 gold?
I mean,
Yes, I technically I have 4.
This is Sir.
Sir, can you bend on these prices?
Unfortunately, not. What's written on the paper is what they go for.
What if you write something else on the paper?
I don't have a quill.
I have writing utensil.
You could give it a shot, I suppose.
All right, so I'll write.
You reach out to grab the paper, and your hand passes right through it.
Damn it!
In fact, your hand passes through the pillow, the item.
oh really?
Yeah.
Well, we might have just given this guy his gold, and we couldn't even take in the stuff.
Well, I think that we have to. The sack is. Never mind. All right, we will take the key, the potion,
Do you want the dice instead?
the dice.
Do you actually
That will
have a lot of
be
gold?
700.
Wait a minute, we have enough to get the whetstone though if we pool our gold together.
The vision is 300. The dark vision is 300.
300, yes.
So it would be 850.
Rofras does the math.
Because the dice is 50.
So if I pool all of my money together, I need $86 more. We can get the key and the potion.
I can give you a good 200 to save some of your.
Does a Yasa have money?
She does. So what are you guys choosing to get?
We're not getting the wet stuff.
We're not getting that.
You
I'm
bastards.
sure it does something crazy, but it's
I've
so...
literally died for you.
And I'm sure you'll do it again.
Yeah. We'll see about it now.
Yeah, right.
We want the key. We want the potion.
Just
and we want the
you're gonna
dice.
skulk around like the whole time.
It was a really
How
cool
much is
rock.
the wand again?
Rolfrost drags his tail.
The wand is 250, I believe. No, sorry, 500. The
Fuck the wand.
wax ball is 250.
Yeah, so as much as I like that, we're pretty versed in defending ourselves.
Rofras will say though that's
And he, like, after you smash the thing, was that all you were doing? Is just smashing it once and going, eh?
no, I imagine Rofras would be like weird. Bah, bah.
He kind of like looks on with interest, and then when you can't, he goes, I don't even know how long I've been here.
I mean, do we have anything? Well, I was gonna say we don't want to try to waste as much as we want to free this guy. He doesn't seem to be in any danger.
Well, also, just to make sure, let's just get the dice first and see what happens.
I'm like pulling on this chain.
Oh,
and look
I see what
over.
you're saying. Okay,
Just to make sure
yeah.
we can actually obtain.
So you
the
throw
item.
50 gold into the...
into the sack.
Oh,
the
that's
sack.
a good idea.
So the 50 gold hit the sack is a black velvet sack, and it's open, and all of the gold hit it, like they pretty much just disappear. So he goes, "The key is yours." Or it's not the key. The bone dice. Yes! The bone dice.
The bag got tricked.
So I reach over and pick up the bone dice.
I rolled deceive on the bag. It's a mimic. It bites you.
Yeah, right.
Oh god, if those are demon dice, it'd be pretty sick. I like it.
Yeah.
Don't use all the charges now.
Oh no, roll a 2. You turn into a monkey. Do they feel magical? Can I tell them they don't smell?
1 second.
Oh.
It's figuring stuff out.
He's figuring out what curse to assign to me.
Yeah. What's for this monkey's paw?
Why is it holding up 3 fingers?
Okay, so you throw that in there, and you reach down, and you can touch the pillow, and you can pick up the dice, and as you pull them up, yeah, it's a set of 6-siders, bone carved, like they got the little nubs in the corners and everything. But as you're sitting there and you've picked them up and you've moved them around, the ink fades away on the tag, and then it comes back, and it says 9,350 gold pieces. And on the pillow, a breastplate appears. It is a battered, medium-sized breastplate. And if you ask him what it is, he picks it up and says, "Ah, this battered armor was taken from the horde of the dragon Samambwe."
What?
How much money did you have left over?
Oh,
Yeah,
all the good stuff's so expensive. So you have the dice?
So we
He's got the
tested
dice.
now and we got the dice.
So
The next important thing is probably the key.
So I was going to say, well, here's what I have to say about that now. As we buy stuff, it's going to rotate. That key is just in the rotation. It's
Right.
not necessarily specific to this castle or useful for anything that we can do.
Sure.
Yeah, that
Well,
being said, I like
maybe,
pick
maybe
locks. I like keys. I fucking want that key now.
It's a mystery key.
It is. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 500 in for that.
Okay. Go ahead and take it.
Ooh. Remove. Dang. Well, if we're going to die here anyway.
Well, yeah.
That's what I said.
I kept getting
I think
interrupted.
we might
I was saying,
die
like,
here
we might as well
anyway, so-
spend what we got.
And there's no use of carrying all this gold and stuff when we can't get out of here, so I get it.
You're looking for the replacement before you tell me anything about the key?
Correct.
Like this is like the D&D version of going to the casino.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Like something better shows up. You motherfucker, goddamn it. Watching butts a fucking magical bow. I'm gonna be so
So the ink fades away. It comes back with 50 gold, and a potion appears.
Alright, sir, what kind of potion is this?
This potion will heal your wounds.
Yeah, it's
healing potion. It's okay,
Yeah.
we got some of that.
He puts it down. So the key is a
However, the key. Sorry, go ahead.
plain iron key, kind of battered, very lackluster.
Is it like kind of like the regular old tooth in the front?
Yeah,
It's
the
not
bit and barrel. It's a bit
it's
and
not
barrel
like
key.
Either side, none of that
No,
stuff.
yeah,
No.
just-
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's got the cylinder with the hole and the teeth coming out the bottom.
Sure.
It's a bit and barrel.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll put that in my pocket. Now, here's the other thing. There's a healing potion right there we could always use, and for $50 we can see what the next item is.
And the dark vision potion is what, 300?
Yes.
Right? So who's got 50 for the healing?
I still have my 411 as far as I know.
Do you want to buy a healing potion?
Sure.
Unless you're
He's
obsessed.
like still mad about the wet
No,
stuff.
we're not going to get the whetstone at this point.
Watch, it would have been crazy. Like buy the wet stuff, like infinite charges. For $1,000, it was going to be somewhere in the middle to magic range. It would have been fun, but I don't think it would have been super useful.
I'll get the...
Will you be able to tell us what it was later, like once we've left the room and maybe like while we're having a drink? Okay.
What?
That'll make you feel better. Like later when we've done
Oh,
the session,
yeah.
you can tell us what the whetstone did.
I don't want to know.
I don't want it.
I throw 50 gold in the sack and take the potion.
You take the potion.
Add another healing
You have
potion
another
to
healing
your-
potion.
You're going to need those.
Yeah.
You get her a lot.
You're my healing potion, sir.
His journal's just a bunch of sad faces.
No whetstone.
whetstone.
Whetstone has a patron.
I wonder why he's over here like, damn it, why are we playing this like mini game within the game right now?
No, this is fantastic. This is fantastic.
So, you're looking up, right?
Oh, do I? Yeah, okay. The 50 gold pieces fades out, and another one price comes up, and it says 5,000 gold pieces. It is this rod, about yay long, about as thick as a ladder rung.
It's a sex toy.
It's wood, it's carved, and there's a diamond on the end of it. And he picks it up and says, if you activate this rod by touching this diamond, it becomes quite immovable.
Cool.
Like what to do, I guess. We didn't have 5,000.
Also, one of the best magic items in the game.
Yeah, it's...
For thieves.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Basically, it's just like...
If you have two of them.
Yeah. Go any way you want.
Climb forever into nothing.
Nah, it's too expensive.
I was like, we weren't
You can put it against doors.
Yeah, I was gonna say as long I can think of like at least a dozen things to do with that stupid thing. Set it on top of stuff. Do you want to
Get
buy
this out of my
the
boot.
potion of seeing or no? Because I have a light. Like we've made it this far, as useful as it would be, and I would like to have it. We don't need to spend all of our gold unless you just want it.
I can.
It's up to you. I'll put it to good use.
Might as well. I mean,
I'll get it.
Well, he's got it.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, I'll do it.
If you're not Brawl, you'll be alright.
It's 300, right, for the dark vision potion?
Yes.
You could always buy that ball of wax and not get burned to death next time. It's $250.
It's 250?
Yeah.
Actually, that is a good idea.
Wait. Let's
Right. Yeah.
Let's see what appears after I take the dark vision potion.
These do kind of look like bone dice.
Anything you fancy here, Yasa?
One second.
I think that willow wand would appeal to her. It turns out she has $8,000.
Well, that willow wand is
It's divine magic.
it's a healing thing. So
She's like, that's like the opposite of what I do.
So new to this, I'm like, wizards are wizards.
This is just wand.
So the 300 fades away. 300 comes back. There's a potion. Again. Interesting. When he picks it up, he says, "This potion will make you as cunning as a fox."
Really? A fox is particularly cunning.
Notably so.
I mean, are we more cunning than foxes? I mean, we hunt them.
It's true. But there's a reason they're a sport.
That's very cunning.
There you go.
I don't think we need it.
I don't think so either. What was the other thing we were doing? Oh, there was something else.
Clearly, we are smarter than this potion.
Unless you want to buy the ball of wax.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the ball of wax. 250.
Yep.
How's it taste?
Like wax.
Beer. My wallet feels so empty now.
A ball of magic wax. Is it malleable? Can I shape it into things? Oh.
Kind of hard, a little bit warm to the touch, but it doesn't seem to move.
Yeah, it's still warm. Gross.
Like actually break it. Oh shit! We got the wax.
All right. Do you know what it? Oh, I guess we kind of already know what it does.
It'll melt before I melt.
Question is, what appeared after it?
A folded cloak.
Because I heard about the
potion of
cutting.
Fox's cutting. A cloak appears. It says, this item once belonged to the illustrious adventurer Sir Dyer, leader of the Swords of Conwy. Sorry. He doesn't know what traits it has, if any, but it belonged to a great hero of the Sword Coast.
Neat. How much was it? 300?
4,000.
4,000. Oh. Let's just kill him. And
Neat.
Oh, man. Well, I only have 111 gold left.
I'm guessing we're kind of done here.
We are.
Yeah. Well, thank you, sir.
Well, if you find some way to free me, come on back.
Let's look at this chain. Are there shackles? We have a key.
I don't know.
What's under your robe?
Sticks out his legs, and hooked to one of his legs is a big old shackle.
No shit.
And
I'll take the key.
there's key.
Oh, it's mine.
Oh.
But that is a good idea, though. I'll try to key in his shackle.
Clink.
No way. Hey, look.
Chink.
Good call.
I'm free.
You're free.
And he fades away.
Motherfucker.
Oh.
You know
Oh,
what?
what about his stuff?
It's all still sitting there.
Can we pick it up?
Did you try?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Dude, that key probably opened any door, and I just spent it on.
What happened? Where's the key?
It's gone. It disappeared with the shackle.
That's okay. We get the free stuff though.
Yeah,
You get the breastplate.
you just got a 9,800 gold breastplate, 4,000 gold cloak.
That sticks to stuff.
Yep. The,
Yes.
the
Holy
movable
shit.
rod.
Holy fuck.
That stick that sticks.
Who asked about
The whetstone's hanging out there too.
the
buddy.
Friday face?
Excellent. I was just like, damn it, the key. Let's leave.
And that's all it was. If you buy the key and set him free, you get all the stuff for free. The rest of the stuff for free.
I think I got the dice. All right,
So-
The stuff had to come up,
Do we need
though,
to-
right?
put stuff in.
Well, yeah, you guys
finagled
finagled some big stuff out
If
of
we had
this.
got the key first and freed him, we
You'd have
would've
gotten the
just got
dice.
whatever.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
So we did.
No,
That was a pretty big thing. So you guys just fucking cashed in. I was so ready to you guys leave him, you go on with the adventure,
We'll never
and
do
at
it.
the bar going, oh yeah, you could have got that whetstone, you could have got that rod. That key you have is worthless. It goes to the shackles of that dude, and he's long gone. That would have been awesome. All right, so let's go through this because you guys got some stuff. That breastplate will go right over your chainmail.
Really?
It's just a breastplate, and it will give you +3 to your armor class.
What?
Jesus.
It is battered. It looks like it's been through hell. But it's got character. It used to be kind of ornate, but it's all kind of tarnished and busted now.
How do we look?
When you put it on, you can't help but feel a little bit of someone died fighting a dragon in this.
Me too. Oh, I mean, I probably will.
So there's a little bit of,
Yeah. Wait,
is this fate? Is this destiny?
or is it cursed to be killed by dragons?
All right. So, but yeah,
this is
you have a breastplate that adds 3D armor class worn over your chain now. I mean, you have chain and plate now. That's kind of what you're doing.
Wow.
And you get to keep your cool adamantium chainmail
That's awesome.
benefit. And you finally got some armor class,
Oh
buddy.
my god, I know. How do I do
that
this?
cloak.
Equipment, manage equipment.
I'll add it later. Just remember it for tonight, and I'll add it on.
Okay.
That cloak is a cloak of charisma, and it'll, as long as you're wearing it, you get +2 to your charisma.
Ooh.
So
Who's the most charisma?
who
It's
needs
you,
it the
right?
most?
As I say, who does need that the most?
I mean, the rogue does talk a lot and does a lot of your finagling and bargaining. But you rally and do other stuff like that. I don't know. It's
What's your
+4 my charisma.
like? Yeah,
+2.
You got more than me.
so like you'd get if you raise your charisma, it essentially gives you another step of bonus. So
Yeah.
if you have a +4 to your charisma right now, you'd get a +5 to your charisma when you put this on, because it raises the attribute by 2.
What about
And what do
you
you-
then? You have a +3 and 16.
Yeah,
So you get an 18.
Things that
Oh, you
use
get +4. Yeah. What is your charisma?
My charisma was 18.
Oh, okay.
Because
you're-
paladins
you're
use
right
it.
there behind me. What is Zayas's? It doesn't matter.
She doesn't care.
When
doesn't
you give
want
it to you, you make you.
I don't know that I mean, Wouldn't
you're a
hurt.
priest, so I think some of your... Do any of the abilities go off charisma anymore? Most of them are just wisdom now.
so most of them was like the only
think-
thing I have that
I think there was something actually.
It used to be turning undead went off charisma, I think. I'm not sure.
would that be my third item though? That was
Yeah, you have to attune that. Yeah.
okay.
I think my channel divinity goes off my charisma. My when I make my hammer, so it give me a +11.
Oh,
to
right.
attack
It gives you
instead
your
of-
charisma bonus.
Yeah.
So I would say one of these two should
take it.
that.
Because all it'll do for me is make me talk better, and you and I kind of talk on the same amounts.
The only thing I would really use it for would be persuasion, but I'm already proficient and I already have a +6 to that. So
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
So you got a breastplate and a cloak, both of renowned heroes.
Oh
well, and he's gonna have what
The whetstone.
I think.
well, we'll
Unless-
see.
Yeah, that's my persuasion's very.
It was in the
proficient as
possession of a paladin before, so it kind of makes sense for him to have it.
I mean, unless the whetstone for some reason helps anyone else, I imagine that's also going to him.
A movable rod is a great rogue thing, utility thing to have.
I'm adding it right now.
As they go about their, you can put it up against plates to prevent traps from springing, all kinds of things like that.
Oops, I put 2 on there.
A movable rod.
That's so cool. You got a movable rod. That really is one of the coolest items in this
How do I
game.
remove an item here?
There's like your imagination is the limit of what you can do with that. Like nothing can move it when you click that button.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a potion of Fox's Cunning.
A potion of that?
We obviously don't know.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just worked out we're smarter than foxes. So
But are you as cunning? Smarts and cunning are different.
let's see.
So yeah, you have the cloak.
Wax
You have
ball.
that. Who has the wax ball?
Give
I
it
bought it, but
to- you.
I mean, I'm fine.
No.
I'm apparently fine being set on fire.
So
So
you should know Bernie McBurnface should keep it. Or unless, you know what, actually, I could probably use it because I get hurt pretty
you do.
bad. Yeah,
I think
You're
you
pretty
should have
I'll
weak.
take
yeah.
that. Yeah, I'll take the.
So you have the wax ball.
And who knows? You could probably slip that to somebody that we're trying to protect. Like yeah. That's a crafty item.
I feel like there was one other thing. Oh, you bought the health potion.
Oh, now you have the wand, the healing.
Oh,
Cure Light Wounds one.
Is that another attunement thing?
I don't know if wands are.
I can check real quick. There's-
Attuned items.
Yeah.
I kind
What type of wand is it?
I think
It's
you do because
not
you need to
in
know
the-
because that's something you
it's
would
not
need to
in the
know
book.
the command word for. So which is kind of like what you do now with attunement.
Oh, yeah, it's not in here.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. It just has the movable rod there.
Oh,
I just add it to my equipment. I can check it out right there.
that's sick. It even has a drawing and everything. Hold 8,000 pounds of weight. That's like 5 horses.
It does require attunement.
Yeah, so then that's my third.
So what it is it has 7 charges. Well, it has a possible 7 charges. Wand of Cure Light Wounds.
Cure Light Wounds.
It's not going to be in there.
Yeah.
I'll have to make it. It casts Cure Light Wounds as a first level spell. Every charge you funnel into it increases the spell level by 1.
Oh, cool.
And it regains 1d6 plus 1 charges a day.
That's nice.
And it's got 4 charges right now.
Imagine if, like, some knight
like,
in armor and with a big sword and a big old horse is charging you and about to run you down, and you click and put that rod right in front of you. And
or if I fall off of something.
Yep. And
And just hang in the air from it, and then I can turn it off, turn it back on.
It's so cool.
It has so many uses.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dope.
Alright, so he has an extra healing potion.
Breastplate, cloak.
And the whetstone.
What did the whetstone
And the wax.
He doesn't know. No, he took the wax.
I took the wax now because I'm the most damageable.
Yeah, armor doesn't need attunement. That cloak needs attunement.
Okay.
And I think that's like your only magic item that needs attunement. Something else?
I have a potion. The breastplate you said doesn't know, and then just like well, then we don't know what this whetstone is.
Yeah.
Should use.
All right. So has everyone got their stuff?
Yeah. So
Marked
I don't
or
have.
written or
So I need to attune the cloak.
yes.
God, I'm glad you thought about unlocking.
And he has the whetstone.
Oh my god.
He has the whetstone. You guys are gonna, if you want to attune right now and just kind of like take a rest, recuperate, you can take your,
You're hurt anyway.
your like an hour downtime in this chamber.
Short rest.
Short rest.
Short rest.
You can spend your HD to top off.
You going to use the whetstone on your sword?
Hell yes, I am.
So hang on. So explain that to me. So short rest for hit points. How does that work?
Oh, you can spend up to your hit dice, all of them, and you roll those and get that much healing back.
What is
hit dice equals your level. And it's what you roll for your.
It should say on your character somewhere.
We're level 5, so you would have 5D. What is it? Are rogue still 6s or you D8?
D8s now.
Where would it say that? Sorry. Abilities.
I see. So if you look at...
I'm playing on a phone, so I have to jump back and forth a little bit.
Yeah,
Features and traits.
I don't know if that's it.
Let's see. Okay, so if you hit your short rest button, you'll see your little hit dice down at the bottom.
I don't have a... That's what I'm saying. I don't have that.
You should have a short rest button. It's up at the top.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't show him having one on the phone.
No, I can't get out of here.
Hang on, let's see.
Shit, hang on a second. I can't close this.
Touch the character sheet area.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying, once I click on the menu thing, I can get away. Normally it would be like right here.
Yep.
Short rest and stuff like that, but I don't see it here. So, subscription spells, actions, maybe actions. Other. No.
Take a look. You bring down your menu from your name.
Oh, son of a bitch. Sorry.
Touch it. Here we go.
Short rest. So you have those little tick, 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 tick. Mark as many of those as you want. As many as you want to use.
You get it back on a long rest.
Yeah, and you'll get all of those hit dice back in a long rest. And actually, you get your con modifier or your level. You get your level back.
I must not know what we mean.
No.
So if I say anyway, I click 2 of them.
Okay, so then what's it say hit dice is above it?
1d8.
And any pluses?
Total 5. You'd say pluses.
No. So it just says 1d8. Okay. So if you click 2, you roll 2d8. That's how many hit dice you get back, or how many hit points you get back.
And then I get these back when I take a long rest.
When you take a long rest.
Okay.
You get a certain number of them back.
And I'm missing 11, so I'll just do... I'll do 2.
Yeah.
Take short rest.
Roll 2d8.
Confirm.
You have no con bonus.
So
The Curse of the Rogue.
Yeah.
Trash dadding con.
Not a dwarven rogue, they have big constitution.
8, I got back
He's like, he fails his stuff, gets hit by a poison needle.
Like, whatever. Oh, so you're using your whetstone?
Yeah.
So you sit down, you get it
You rolled a
wet,
26?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
prepare it, and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I know.
And you're doing it on your sword,
Yeah,
of course, because you can't do it on your hammer. So
I might try.
and you're like,
Your sword rests.
you turn it, and the whetstone cracks.
No.
And your sword continues to ring for a little bit. You now have a +1.
What? No way! Guys, I
You're
broke
really
the
that
whetstone.
excited about that? Good thing we didn't pull one together to buy that.
I'm gonna wait till I get back to town and use my dice.
Alright.
That's my ceremonial cool sword too.
Damn it, we'll roll the dice. Tell me what they do.
You roll them, and do you want to roll? I mean, they're dice,
I know, but I'm afraid I'll be like,
and that's it. They break and disappear. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna gamble with them. I have a good.
okay.
Alright, so he got the whetstone, which is now gone.
Mhm.
Healing potion, whatever. The breastplate and
Yeah.
the cape. Do we give him the cape?
Yep.
Yeah,
Apparently, yeah.
Because it increases his.
You got
Well, I
the
took
wax
Dice. I took the dice, the wax, the rod, and the potion of seeing the
dark
dark
vision. And I just have the wand.
Who's got the ring of the ram?
I still
You
have.
said the ring of the ram.
You take the potion of fox's cutting. It increases your wisdom. It's good for you
Oh,
That's just on use, though, right? Or
when you drink it. Yeah, it'll
Okay.
increase.
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, it might be when we're in a battle and you can up your spells and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take that then.
So you've got the wand, the potion. That's it.
Wah, wah. You got the
Potion
ring
of
of
fox
stuff.
cunning.
You and I are
Potion of fox.
I'm just like posing in my armor.
I don't think so.
Speed up.
It's based off of
It's your, like just your
that
style.
ability you have that
People are
increases
like, wow,
sets
he
of
gets hit a
attributes.
lot.
Wait,
Like,
isn't
I've been
it
in a lot of battles.
Fox
By
cunning,
dragons.
By dragon.
intelligence.
I think that it's Eagle's wisdom. That's wisdom.
Yeah.
Fox's cunning is intelligence,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So
Ayasa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Unless we
that's
really need to investigate something.
Actually, let's make it. Let's just make it Eagle's wisdom
Oh,
for you. That's what I thought it was. And if you feel bad for not getting any magic items, like Ayasa didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So.
No one feels bad about it.
Yep. Yeah, like, screw the NPC.
That was like Shawnee. Like we played Rips. We played like 78 hours or something like that online, and I think there were at least 24 times where he and I'd be like, "I don't know what to do next. Like, what do we try this for?" Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "I can fly." Like, oh yeah, Shawnee. We would spend like 30 minutes trying to decide what to do next between the two of us. So we have a third person sitting right next to us, that we're not even
weird.
asking.
Normally people don't forget when I tell them that I can fly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Towards the end, we were using her pretty extensively. I felt like she'd become a tool at the end. We really weren't having time with her, but that middle
Put it back
section
on
we were
this.
really
Okay.
fucking.
I mean, I still don't know what half the things are, and I don't see the name. I just see the picture. I'm like, damn
For
it.
what?
He could see behind my screen. Like he sees what I'm
Every
bringing
time
up.
he's
on my
like-
thing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
uh-oh.
I can only every so often I see like a picture through your glasses, but I can't really ever tell what it is.
My glasses.
My glasses. I'm also kind of trying not to look for it.
So. You guys moving on after your short rest?
Sure.
Moving on.
Are you gonna
Let's go down.
Drink
Now I feel
your-
stronger now. Let's head down that alcove.
let's go kill them demons?
Yeah,
You gonna take that
go
push?
back when
Is it
you
permanent?
confidence.
Or
I'm
no?
gonna save it for now. I'm gonna use it strategically.
I was like, we're going to go back out to the pillars and head the way we were going.
Yeah,
right?
you can keep going from here. I mean, you're only
We're
a
just
couple
trying to head a
of
certain
pillars
direction.
shifted
I'm not
over.
aware because it's so wide, but yeah, we're gonna continue heading.
I just know where we were at. We saw like the pillars and we saw the hooks and we were following that.
We're gonna continue heading in the direction that looked like it was meant to be headed that way.
All right.
Gosh, I don't know.
Also, good job, guys, by the way. Like,
That was.
That's
I thought First off, I thought I was being way too obvious. That was the key to his own shackles. And then I was like, holy shit, they're just going to walk away from this and not get any of this
When
loot.
you said the prices and we were getting ready to move, I was like, I have to come up and at least get these. If we're taking nothing, I'm taking the dice because I fucking gamble. And then it turned out being like, you know what? Why are we saving the money? Give me the goddamn key. Give me the goddamn key.
I was thinking the same thing too. Like as soon as that first thing rotated, like and then we just spent the money until we couldn't afford anything, and then we got it. Oh,
surprisingly enough, there's actually a roll for us that came through in this.
Yeah.
In this instance, I was
You
like,
did actually say
we should try the key. See if
You're the one that's like, let's try to free him. Let's try the key.
Yeah. I may not be smarter than most foxes, but
this castle's not so bad. Let's go home now with our equipment.
This is
fuck Sunshine. That's the name of the weapon we're trying to forge.
Following a path of righteousness.
It is potentially
Sunshine.
what that metal is from.
Gotcha.
You don't know if it's going to reforge into that weapon
Gotcha.
or into a new weapon, or who knows what it will be.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I got
The last logger.
Yeah.
If there's another chocolate, I'll take that. Otherwise, unfortunately, I think there's like probably just pale ale BS left. Yeah.
Looks like 2 regulars and 2
Can
pale
I
ale.
split this? I'll pour half.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Pour half.
We don't have much time left anyway. Don't worry about it.
We got an hour.
What's this is pale
Okay,
ale.
I'll take a pale ale.
Oh wait, this isn't a regular one. This
No,
is,
that's an IPA. You'll like this pale ale.
Yeah,
better.
I don't want the IPA.
This is the
That's IPA.
oh
I'll take the IPA.
well. Wait, if that's the IPA, what's this?
That's
This
a
is
pale ale. That's an
Indian
IPA.
pale ale.
Oh.
Those are much more bitter.
Thank you. All right.
I hate the sound this wooden thing makes because I use a metal one at work all day. When it makes a little contact noise, I've torn the tops off bottles before, like just by like popping too fast. And every time I break one with this, I'm like, oh, phew. I have to keep reminding myself it's made out of wood and it makes that breaking bottle noise. It's not really happening right now. One of those bartender scare things. I work with so much glass that you're going to cut eventually. Well, one of the 3 made it in. All right, let's do it.
All right. You make your way through this. What, buddy?
He quaffs.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm like, was that the new one you just got?
I was just saying, I just thought like, you made that sound.
Happy
both looked over, like,
Thanksgiving!
Jesus Christ. That's hilarious.
Time to get real.
You're like, I didn't get anything right.
Bitter about the magic items.
Well, I thought you were going to mope about that whetstone for the rest of the game at first.
I would have. I mean, as a joke.
It was there to
But
get
yes.
you if you like. I didn't anticipate you guys bleeding out the items and
was
getting
good.
like, I'm like, okay, it's just random inventory, so you guys lucked out. But that was there to get you a magic weapon because you're the only one in the group that doesn't have one.
I guess I'll use my sword more than the hammer now.
It's still
That's
cool.
okay.
It
Why
was
not?
exactly like D&D Casino. I was like, this is like D&D Casino.
It is, yeah.
She was just fucking pulling this.
And we almost couldn't have done it any better. I mean,
Yeah.
You could have bought the potion of Fox's Cunning for 50 and
Yeah.
seen what come up
Yeah,
next.
but I don't know. I think we did fairly well. Oh, yeah, that's right. We bought the Fox's Cunning. We got like one more item.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bled whatever it was. If it was below 100, just keep buying it until something big comes out of
It
it.
would have been like, literally would have said Savros Future Breastplate. Like it's like, that's the name of the magical item.
So you guys make your way through this, and finally the pillars start to stop. They essentially, like, the middle pillars of the complete middle of the chamber, they don't go, but like the next levels out go one more, and then the next levels out go one more. So it starts to make this opening, like an open area that starts to open up in a semicircle as the pillars stop down the procession. And in front of you are 4 staircases and a massive archway. So like there's this big, ornate, massive archway that looks like it goes outside. And then there are 4 separate staircases that all seem to go, like 2 of them go up at different heights, and 2 of them go out and around and kind of back into the chamber above you this way. So there's 4 different elevations of up plus outside.
We don't want to go outside.
Well, yeah. So, unless it's like some sort of interior courtyard.
Outside, like we can see the sky.
You can hear the wind. You can hear that it's raining. But you can't, like, it's pretty dark, so...
Yeah.
It might give us a feel of
bearing.
where we are.
Yeah, we should get a look.
So at least I'll run up and look outside, but unless you guys want to stay close.
Yeah, we'll go with you.
Head up to the mouth and just be there.
Mm-hmm. See if I can't look over or get a bearing upwards if we're in the middle or something.
So this is an absolute massive balcony. And the castle itself, like, hangs over this balcony to a certain extent. Like, half of the balcony has wall and arch kind of above it. Even has, like, chandeliers that hang outside here. This place looks like a ballroom that was built to be outside. And when you walk out and you're like, there's a light rain, there's cloud cover, it's late afternoon. You've been climbing through this castle all day and the sun's starting to go down, but because of the cloud cover, it's already dark. The stones are very ornate, big granite pavers. Lots of them are cracked, and you actually see some parts where they've fallen through. And that's when you realize just how high up you are as you kind of make your way out there on the slippery granite and seeing these crevices and a lot of what would be the guardrail and the wall, retaining wall at the end of this massive balcony has crumbled. But you right, so here's the river. And here's the foundation island. It goes all the way up here. This is all dungeon. Like, a person is like this.
Mm-hmm.
Then the castle goes up. And you're coming out of a balcony, like, here.
Wow.
Can I see how
So,
far?
like, you're just little person
farther?
up here looking down.
About halfway?
I want to say, how much farther up does it go?
There's still probably a good 2/3 of the castle above you.
Okay, so we're not to what we would consider the heart by what we discussed earlier, like somewhere in the middle half, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So did you guys come out with me, or did I just skinny that for you?
We came out with you.
All right.
Oh, at least. I think so.
He does.
Yeah, I think we followed you at this point.
Sweet. Use my little stick to...
Old concept.
And I'm just like...
And you're like, it's like when you first get used to something, you're like, cool, this is cool, this is cool. Oh,
yeah, exactly. Or I click it as I put it away.
You put it like in your belt like this, and you're running around a door, and it hits the button. Oh, god damn it! God damn it.
Stupid button.
All right,
Well,
so
this might be like the right elevation.
outside, it could
Possibly.
be. Outside, there are also 2 stairways up against the castle walls that kind of go up, and looks like they kind of go back in or to other balconies.
I don't feel comfortable climbing outside with you guys.
I mean, I would
We don't
either.
have wings.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. What kind of magic you have in store?
I would say to come back inside and check the second elevation before we go above the pillars. What do you think?
I think we should just...
Well, there's 2.
I was gonna say, so there's where we came out.
Well, there's where you came out is the ground level.
Oh, I thought
Then there's 2 stairways that go above
Oh, I thought
that.
one went outside, one went to a second elevation, and then 2 went out that way. I didn't realize we just went straight out.
You went
so-
straight out, and then
straight
there's
out.
2 that go to different elevations above that, and then there's 2 that kind of go back in the room.
Is there
So up above these chambers are at least 4 other layers of rooms and levels.
Dealer's choice. I chose this one. Lord Savroth, you pick it.
Well, I think we should...
So, did you say there were stairwells from this outside area?
Yep.
Those are the 2 that I
Because
suggested.
inside we saw the 4 different ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like so you're looking at this kind of massive opening that goes out into the balcony, like the balcony's out here. Okay, so out here there's a stairwell that goes up somewhere up here, and then out like whoop, 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 whoop. And then over here there's a stairwell that goes up even further than that. Then there's a stairwell here that circles this way. So these things go. There's two that one goes off that way, one goes that way. Now, if you walked outside and looked back at it, you would essentially see two big stone stairwells against the wall, also going up, but they don't circle back around. They just keep going around the outside, around the outside, around the outside.
Yes, who's back?
So the ones we're seeing from the outside are different than these two?
These two, correct.
So, high def.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
What is it?
I was just saying, like, I was playing with it.
Oh, the rod of
No, just like, not just that, but like, the actual definition, like the image itself is high resolution.
Yep. Yours doesn't have rams.
Yeah, mine was just a stick
Or
with a
horses.
diamond.
Yeah, you use like an ornate carved wooden stick with a diamond inset in the end as the button.
Excellent.
So yeah, there's 6 choices leading away from this. 2 on the outside, 4 on the inside.
And these outside ones, they head back inside or they go around?
They go around. Some of them, like, you see one goes up to another balcony, and you assume that a balcony has an entryway. It could connect to one of these, the same area as one of these ones in here. They might both go up to, like, another ballroom party zone or whatever, private balcony, in and out.
Those were the ones your rogue suggested we not climb because it's outside, it's raining, the castle's decrepit.
Yeah.
What about the two that go over the? It sounds like they go back over the pillars.
Yeah, they looks like they kind of go back and maybe to the next floors above these pillar rooms.
Something about that sounds to me like might be like where people. I don't know. That's my gut feeling.
Those are the ones that seem like the best option if we're not taking these outside ones.
The over the pillar.
Yeah, the ones that go back towards what we would consider maybe closer to the central
chamber.
Yeah. Because I don't want to go to the one that's just right above this outside area. Like, there's...
We won't know until we start checking out. So which one's first? My lord.
Is everyone cool with that? I mean,
Yeah,
You're the leader.
because you're suggesting we don't take the outside ones because it's going to be slippery.
I just feel like we're inside. We can at least have some above head cover. Like out here, we're open. The castle's falling apart. It's raining. We have a wicked GM.
He's like, yeah,
That's true.
So yeah, let's go
And he did something nice for us.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Let's
now
go
I'm actually extra scared.
back inside. And so not that one.
Yeah,
not that one.
One of these two that are left or right.
These are the ones that go back over the pillars, or
Yeah, these are the ones that are going to go up to the levels above the pillar room.
okay.
Some ghost farting demon.
Go left.
Left. Okay. You head up the left
Demon farts ghost.
stairwell, which seems fairly well intact. Even about halfway up, the carpet reemerges. It was in tatters, and lower it was kind of dusty and rags. But then you actually start to see it. It's like, those carpets that are just in the center of the stairs, pushed all the way flush in. And by the time you get to the top of it, you can even tell what color it was. It was red. It was red center carpet down the thing. You get all the way to the top, and it goes right into a corridor. The corridor is long and stone, pretty, it's wide. You can fit comfortably 2 abreast. There are sconces on the walls. The torches aren't lit, or the lanterns in them aren't lit. But nice little curved archway, and it's just a corridor that kind of goes in front of you. You heading up a...
Alright, so next, ready to do your thing?
No, it's a demon that farts and goes.
Yeah.
So I actually, that's pretty good drawing. I know where
So
I was going to say, this appearance of carpet tells me that perhaps we have made it farther than most.
Or this is a ghostly chamber that's mimicking its previous life.
Or perhaps this is a ghostly chamber.
No, Ilyasa said that.
Why are you repeating?
We've just gone back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll scout ahead a little bit.
Temporal curse.
All right. Ilyasa says that she can light the lanterns if you want.
What a specific suggestion by the NPC.
Well,
Well, it's because they're there,
Yeah.
and she has prestidigitation. She can light candles.
Do it.
It's not a bad idea, because even if there's something that we're gonna run into anyway, we'll be what? Fuck. What?
The last thing we were going to run into, I ran away from, and we didn't have to run into it.
Right, but just because she lights it doesn't mean we have to run into it.
Okay.
Because if it's standing 2 feet in front of us, we're gonna run into it no matter what.
Steps her fingers.
Cool.
So you start heading down the
Do we
corridor?
see anything?
No, you see a corridor.
Just want to make sure.
I attacked the lit area.
You start heading down.
I guess so.
Are you stealthing?
in the lights.
Someone might hear
I
you.
was going to say, I'll break away a little bit, yeah. So
I mean,
you said
there's
it's not columns, it's just
No, it's just a straight, totally enclosed corridor. Like you're walking down a hallway.
Then I'll sneak up along the side then a little ways.
Yep.
You're steps ahead of us anyways.
Streets ahead.
Natural 1. But I don't get to
You
roll
get-
advantage, yeah.
Because technically you would have rolled this at the
20
same
then.
time.
Okay. So you go padding down there. The carpet makes it nice and easy for you, especially with those boots. Perception.
22.
Okay. So up ahead, the corridor ends. It goes for quite a ways, and then it ends, and you're looking for doors or passageways off and things like that. But as you're getting closer to the end, you see that it just ends. Like it just ends in a wall.
How far away is the wall?
Now it's as far as ways you can see down a, and she's lighting the candles as farther out, as farthest out as she can with her prestidigitation.
So I would skinny for the others to join me at this point.
And you just stop, and everyone catches up to you. You can all see that this corridor just goes. You don't see any, you're not at the end yet, but you don't see any obvious doors or passages off or turns. You just see a wall at the end.
Shall I sneak on ahead to the wall?
Sure.
Why not?
I don't know why you would, but okay.
Me either.
You don't need to.
Okay.
Okay, you get to the wall.
All right. I know. I was a
Now you need to make perception if you want to.
mimic. Yeah. I do want to search the wall and play with it and stuff. 11.
You don't seem to find any traps, secret doors, handles, anything like that. It is just a stone wall.
Pardon us to re-roll that. That's right. I'll let everybody else play with it.
Okay, so you turn around to call them up.
Yeah.
Uh,
We'll add a message quietly.
yeah, but you turn around and you see them. There's a wall behind them.
Stay there. Don't come any closer. I'll say that for sure. Don't come any closer. Do they see the wall when they turn around?
Did you tell them to turn
Yeah.
around? Yeah, there's a wall behind you.
Is it moving?
It is not moving.
That's good.
There is a mirror in the middle of it.
So the wall, let's say is as big as that wall, and the mirror's
Yep.
your window thing there.
Yeah. Just like that. Make a perception check.
I was like, don't come any closer because we seem to be getting. I don't want us to be like. It's one torch width apart. We're like, no. Now what do we do? Sorry, I moved this. I was like, why did I move this earlier?
I'll take you now, 7.
Okay. Yeah, there's a wall behind you with a mirror in the middle of it.
What the
Frost,
fuck?
you want to make a perception check?
With my fucking
Can't
hammer.
you just look at it? What does it look like?
Yeah.
Do they just
Make
see
perception
themselves
check.
in it? They don't see anything special.
Oh, I was just gonna smash the mirror with my hammer. Are we looking?
No, are you?
He's
You looking
just
in the
gonna
mirror?
Make a perception check.
Oh.
So I made a perception check.
Oh, you call for perception checks? Okay.
See.
I see a mirror.
What'd you get?
5 plus 2.
Okay. There's a mirror. You can see yourselves.
Zernax, there's a mirror here.
We found a mirror.
If there's something to shout, we are quite close at this point.
I don't know how far we are.
Yeah, so this obviously looks like magic is afoot.
Oh, God.
I touched the mirror.
It's a mirror.
Feels like a mirror.
It bites you.
Ah, does it?
No.
Oh.
Everyone's like, oh.
That's one of those things. Like once you get attacked by a mimic, everything's a mimic.
Yeah.
Like I was always like, what sucks about mimics? And now I've been attacked by one. I'm like, fuck
Yeah,
it.
it's psychological warfare. You know?
Try looking behind the mirror.
Okay.
The mirror is inset into the stones, and it, like just at pulling at it, seems pretty well set in there. I mean, you might be able to pull it out if you put your strength into it, but it's not like it's hanging. It is
You can do it, but
like inset into the wall.
I'm gonna lean towards the mirror and say, "Can anyone hear me?"
Nothing here but us mimics.
Shit.
Shit. No, nothing replies.
Alright, so Zernax, you're up against a wall, and you can't... There's nothing weird that you can tell on going on with that wall. And clearly, this wall behind us is moved, or something.
Well, there wasn't a wall there before. A stairwell that came up to this thing.
Yeah.
And then the
There's
walls
this mirror.
along the side, it's just walls with braziers on it. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
just the little lanterns sticking out.
I can touch the wall. It's not illusionary. At least, I mean, this is probably an illusion,
Yeah.
but like, yeah,
Seems solid.
yeah.
You can make me like search for hidden doors and things like that. Perception. You already did it. You failed. And also, let me know like if you're moving away from your wall.
Okay.
He might be, but we're not.
That's why I told you to stay by the wall. Like, don't get in.
Well, we can send one person at a time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, somebody stay there. Like,
Yeah, me and Ayas are sticking. He'll go.
To
Yeah, you go and pat down walls. Punch at bricks and things like that. Nothing seems to be out of place. It seems to be a pretty sturdy corridor.
there's nothing else. There's the torches.
Can Ayas turn them all off now?
Yeah. You want her to?
Well, what if that?
I don't know,
What if that
I mean,
caused
torches were the trick last time. Might as well try it out.
Sure. All right.
Is
So,
that-
are you standing like you staying where you
Yeah,
are?
we're staying where we're at.
I'm gonna turn my little light on.
We're already like we don't want to move.
Okay.
My little light comes. Take my light
She
out.
snuffs all the candles,
All of them. Okay.
all the lanterns. And you have your light out, so you see his little light at the end of the corridor.
I see your light. If you can't see us,
Nothing seems to.
You two are standing next to
So
each
you
other.
put it
Both
away?
of you guys
Oh,
have
he's
lights.
he's like somewhere in the middle, messing around. And
Wait,
stuff.
where did you go after you searched? Which group are you with? Or
I
are you
was
just in the
by the
middle?
mirror.
Okay, so you're back with them.
Okay.
All right. So you put it away?
No, I was,
Okay.
being, I was being a dick.
Yep. So you see the little light down there.
I mean, I guess I could cover it once just to see if that does anything.
Okay, it's really dark.
All right, and then
Like you guys, like for a minute, like
When we turn around, there's still a mirror.
yep.
Okay. So that didn't do anything.
looks like it's mirror fondling time.
What
Yeah,
if,
so turn the lights back on.
what if she turned half of them on? Oh, okay.
She starts playing with different combinations. 2 here, 3 there.
I mean,
I don't care what she does. Just, apparently that wasn't the trick. So
well,
Or you didn't get it right.
yeah.
Bum bum bum.
I don't.
Just kidding.
You didn't give us a number. I can't remember.
Yeah, I would have excruciatingly detailed how many lanterns there are, and how spaced out they are.
Right. Should I just smash this mirror?
I don't know if that's.
There's that urge in me for you to do that, but also to not do it. But we've failed all of our look for other ways out tries. So
I mean, you think people would think about that? If this was meant to trap people, they probably would have thought to break a mirror. So it's probably not what we need to do.
well, unless no one's been trapped in this before.
And it's just a really bad design of a trap. I mean, it seems like they spared no expenses for this castle. I don't know.
They said you might be able to pull the mirror away from the wall.
You try. Yeah, alright.
Do we need to two-man this thing?
Yes.
Trying to put on the old
Strength checks.
You could do it, fellas.
What?
Hey, that's pretty strong.
Well, he can do it.
Can't see it.
It's a good old 4 plus
Do you have
30.
inspiration?
7,
I don't know. Like, do you want to waste it on a strength check? You can always retry strength. What did you get?
19.
Okay.
I got 7.
You're starting to get it to budge. It is like when it was set in there, it had some type of sealant, caulk or something like to set it in there. Want to give it another go there?
You started getting it.
You gotta twist a little bit. With
I got an 11 this time.
well, let's switch sides. I loosened that half up for you. I'll get this half, and you give me that side.
All right.
I
Roll
won't
again.
I won't tell anyone, my lord. Watch me roll like. Ugh.
Still
That's
like
13.
And roll. Switch sides.
Okay, like I rolled an 11.
Yeah, but you switched sides and you're rolling again.
Roll again.
Hey, that's a little better. That's a double-digit number. Second time I've seen that on this dice. 17.
All right. So you guys are like breaking the sealant, wedging it out. It takes entirely a lot longer than it should. Like, as you're like, and once you break one side and are getting it out, like he's not getting his side because it's jamming.
Yeah.
And then finally, you guys just pop it out, and there's like an inset in the wall about an inch. And this is a mirror. It's just,
Nothing.
you now have a mirror.
Put it in the bag.
Put it in the bag.
It won't fit. It's too big.
Yeah. What were you pointing at?
Well, this is a.
Because that's the size of them.
This
Oh, I know.
The window is
This is quite the pickle.
Let me be over here.
No, you're not.
Wow. I'm going to quickly go to the restroom.
That's so good.
I'm gonna pee real slow. All right, anything you guys are doing? I mean, because he's seeming to be wants to stake out on his side of the hallway. What do you want to do with his mirror?
Let's put the mirror.
What if we put it on the other side of the room?
I don't know. Courtney's like, we should probably just put it back in. Like, I don't
After all that work?
I don't know that did anything for us.
Like wearing this heavy ass arm and doing manual
We
labor.
have to figure out this trick. There's got to be something about this mirror, though.
It might be a distraction.
It's a red herring. This is supposed to show you your death. Like, look, you're stuck here.
Yeah.
You want to? So what are you doing with the mirror? What's your plan?
Don't know.
I derailed it with jokes.
Yeah,
So I just
yeah.
You guys were thinking about it, so
Why not?
let's
Like,
move it about.
well, no.
Don't feel silly because we
Alright.
have literally zero ideas.
Yeah.
Well, so for some reason, this mirror was what was moving this wall closer to us. If we took it to the other side, like my best guess of what it would do would be moving that wall closer to us, and we don't want to do that anymore. We want to keep these walls at least where they're at. If we can't move this one farther away from us,
I'm really glad I don't know the concept of oxygen and running out of air. That's a scary thought that just entered my head. All that heavy breathing we just did trying to get this damn mirror out of the wall. This room is just full of
I don't
carbon
think he's
dioxide right
gonna
now.
TPK us by suffocation.
It could happen.
If you don't figure out the trap, it's exactly what this thing's supposed to do. Either that or you die of thirst or starvation. So, yeah.
So Wiley's suffocating us.
I think I would have thought of the suffocation be in D&D mode. I would have totally gone with like
So I was saying
dehydration first. Like,
there's probably no point taking the mirror to your wall, because what is that going to do?
Yeah. I don't know. Have we tried breaking it?
I'm saying we should put it back in probably first.
Okay, put it back in.
I put it back.
all right, you put it back in.
I mean, I don't think it was meant to be taken out.
All right. Well, what could
Let's
we...
try touching it. Like, has anyone tried just...
Well, I mean, you guys have been grabbing
You
all
touch
over it.
Make a perception test as you're interacting with it. Again.
It's not bad.
Hey. Yeah, boys.
What's you got?
That would be 24.
24. When you look in the mirror, like you're sitting there, like touching all that, and you kind of like just happen to like look up over your shoulder. There's corridor behind him in the mirror.
Oh.
Huh?
Not a wall.
Not a wall.
Like we see not in the mirror.
Correct. You just see like there's more corridor.
Perhaps if we don't look at the wall and walk backward.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Couldn't hurt to try it.
Let's take the mirror with us. My lord, help me remove this mirror.
Yeah, the fucking mirror. I was gonna say just look at the mirror as we go backwards, but
It's very far. I don't have glasses in this world. I'm a nearsighted paladin.
Alright.
I guess we don't need
I'll
to take
just,
the mirror.
I was gonna say, while they're talking about it, I'm already facing the mirror. I'll start to walk backwards towards the wall.
All right. Weird question. Is anyone watching him?
Well, I am like trying to size up the like, should we take it with us?
I'll just be like,
I'm not like
don't
watching
look at
him.
me.
I'm not like watching him, but I'm looking at the mirror.
Yeah, so it's not. Okay, so you're looking at the mirror, and you're looking at the mirror. And Yassa's looking in the mirror.
But
So you start backing
I'm not
up.
specifically looking at him.
Right. It doesn't even matter. As long as you're looking at the mirror, you're backing up, and you back up past where the wall was.
Alright, so I'll keep doing it.
What's everyone else doing?
I'll turn around. Stay serious.
Don't hit a wall.
Turn my rod on again?
Yeah, you see a wall behind him, and he hits a wall.
What are you doing over there? Idiot.
But is he noticeably, to him, is he noticeably farther than he was before?
Yes. You saw him backing up down the corridor
Okay.
in the mirror.
I have figured it out, but you cannot look at me. It's like I'm only invisible when you close your eyes.
I'm not falling for that against you.
Oh my god.
Alright, well, I'll skinny my findings.
Okay.
Alright. You guys think you got it?
Yeah.
Alright. Walk backwards.
Just take the mirror with you.
Okay. You walk backwards until you really just can't even see the mirror anymore. You don't know what you're walking into, and then you hit something. Thump.
Excuse me. Oh.
There's a door.
Ah.
It requires a large iron key. I will check the door for traps and such.
Alright, perception.
It's not investigation. Perception 11.
Your perception is better than your investigation, isn't it?
Yes. Okay. So 11.
I mean, it should be investigation, but
No.
I tend to give
Sure.
benefit.
I would argue with you if you were so dogged and making sure everyone's got perception when we play D&D.
So Xernex, this door clearly isn't trapped or anything. Cool.
Apparently.
You want
Yeah.
to try to open
Wait,
it?
what did you roll?
11.
Alright, yeah. It looks clear.
Cool.
Oh, good.
Would you like to try to open it for us?
Roll for us.
Sure. I mean, I will. I absolutely will.
No,
my buddies
I'm
in
the rogue. I'm going first.
Played rogue. My other buddy always played like a paladin or a warrior, and it was always like, I'll unlock it.
Yeah, but
You're opening it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty solid tactic.
We go for it then.
All right.
We've done well so far. I like being the first to peek out, but it has gotten us in trouble a couple of times.
Well, so someone at least see if it's unlocked to begin with.
Well, he's going to try it
Wow. It is unlocked.
It's unlocked. Would you like the first peek? go in.
God damn it. I'm like, just opens the fucking door.
So, in the next area, you open the door and are kind of peeking in. This seems to open up into just like a little side door into a den or like a
Study.
reading room or study, something like that. At one point, probably. There's nice big parlor doors on the opposite side. They're off the track and wood, like they were wood. Now they're just kind of splinters and on the ground. So that archway is open. That portal is open. There used to be furniture here. It's smashed and molded and decayed. There's bookshelves, but there's no books left on them. A lot of it looks like it's been scorched. Probably a fire started in here at some point. It's chill. You guys are now in rooms. You are no longer in chambers. So you have entered into a specific area of the castle that is, room to room, hallway to hallway, closed areas,
like
not the big chambers,
like bedrooms kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This could be some kind of, this might be, I don't know if it'd be an embassy, but
the embassy will be one of these areas.
Yeah.
But to get to the area from the clues, you think you need to come out from the heart. But
That's
going from chambers to rooms might not be a bad thing, because who knows how many chambers you've skipped now, how far you've gone up, how far you've traveled in the castle.
Our chambers just basically bigger.
The bigger opening area. Now these are like...
There's a door, there's a room.
Think of like a convention center. Like you go to a convention center, the big open areas, the big promenades, the big things, big open archways, the massive semi-permanent walls that can come up and down. But then you walk into a hotel. Like now it's hallways and doors and kitchens and laundries and things like that. And so
it's called an air wall.
Those things. Air walls. So you are now in some chamber that is its own little apartments. Pretty much they say.
Well, we'll start poking around.
All right, door number 1.
So it only has one exit from where we went through, right?
Right.
Where we came in and then the other side.
What good?
I would just speculate what we could find.
Yeah. This seems to enter into... you don't know at what level they were, but these are apartments. This is some large group, at least 20 to 30 people probably lived here. You don't know if it's guests or one of the royal families or whatever it was. It doesn't seem super high and fancy, but it's not servants' quarters. But there's several large rooms that probably used to be bedrooms. There's a kitchen and dining area, meeting hall, all that kind of stuff. Everything is in kind of its disrepair. Though you do see signs that people have lived here well after this place probably fell.
Like this was a safe place to
squat. Like, some groups, all those factions that live in this castle, at one point, someone that came in here lived here or used this as a campsite or who knows what. You see like some torn pieces of paper and old clothes and things like that.
So sorry. I just saw you had a copy of the Adventures of Baron Munchausen. It's got the Fantasy Flight logo on it. Is that a game book? It's an RPG, complete storytelling, no dice, and it's made to be a drinking game. And I bet you would absolutely love it, because I don't know if you know the actual story of Baron Munchausen, but you know Munchausen's disorder.
I've heard of it.
There's Munchausen by proxy, where parents pretend their kids are sick.
Continue to make yourself sick.
And pretend their kids are sick or make their kids sick so they can get attention. And Munchausen is when you do that to yourself. You pretend you're sick or you make yourself sick to get attention. But Munchausen was a Prussian soldier, and after the war, he told fantastic tales. He'd walk into a 500-person party and have everyone listening to him, and that's what Munchausen comes to. Is he wanted the attention,
yeah.
but he's like, I rode a cannonball and into the fort and saved the day and this and that. Like I chased a 8-legged rabbit once. He just makes up stories. But that entire thing is everyone picks a character. Like you make your persona and you try to one up each other. So you actually you start telling a story, right? You start telling a story, and then someone goes, "Oh, that's not how it went," and you would tell how it really went, or from your perspective, or take an element of it and continue on and make it even more outlandish.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, someone has joined.
What? No?
Yodel Fedor has followed the party.
What?
Hey,
Thank you.
Yodel Fedor.
I didn't know anyone was watching.
I was like,
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 people watching this.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Ah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for that follow.
Yeah.
Don't want to knock that over. Okay, so no one's been here in a while, but there's scraps of papers. Scraps of papers, clothing, discarded clothing, moldy food here and there. Do you want to make investigations to see if you can figure out how long ago and who it might have been?
Yes. Oh.
25.
Okay.
also I need to. You're talking to all of us.
Yep.
Making
Mhm.
Yeah, why not? Need to roll some bads out of there.
I'm just going to keep a tactful kind of watch.
Those,
One?
those sound good when they roll, though. That
Thump. All right, so
So we're on the wrong one to ask to ask this now. It's like, so we can see all the rooms. There's not a bunch of shut doors. It's
there are. I'm just kind of glossing over. I don't want to. There's nothing here, so I'm not going to painstakingly have you search each door and do all that
That's what
just
I
to
was
find
confused. I was
nothing.
like, wait, so this is one big
Right.
open room.
Nope.
I can see the dining.
No, you can't.
I'll take the
you
first 5.
you
Yeah,
spend
yeah.
you spend an hour going door to door, checking for traps, looking for this, looking for that, and find that this place has got nothing going for it. It seems that a sparse group lived here for a while, but they had a lot of help, and the amount of food leftovers and clothing doesn't support the amount of people in here. From some of the scraps of paper and things like that, you see arcane writings, which Ayasa identifies as necromantic in nature, and the text is in Thayan.
What is Thayan?
Thayan is a nation, it's a
Magocracy.
run by a lich, and it's completely... Take Doctor Strange and Machiavelli and combine those two things, and it's just sorcery, necromancy, and backstabbing in this hierarchy of wizards that all hate each other and all want to rule this nation. Slavery and necromancy is legal. So if your slaves aren't working out for you, you just kill them and raise them as undead type of stuff. It is a terrible place, and they've been trying to grow their influence over the land, over anywhere and everywhere they can.
Yeah.
In fact, they tried to take over Neverwinter. They're one of the factions that tried. They got defeated, and the lich that was heading their assault came here and is somewhere in this castle.
Wonderful.
So she is a red wizard of Thay lich. And she's somewhere in here. But this looks like remnants of her. If not her, then her camp, her soldiers or her loyalists.
Can we figure out how long ago they were here?
It looks to be... It's got to be over a year. Who knows why they left this place, or...
Behold, why they left this place.
Yeah, who knows? Behold why they left this place. What? Okay, so there's you've gone through all this. So there's 3 main exits from this place. One seems to take you further out, away from the center of the castle. It looks like it's taking you out towards the edge of the castle, and it just is going to hook up with other apartments or other places like this. there seems to be a larger exit that also seems to attach to another group of apartments like this, but it is a much grander door. The grandest door is facing toward into the castle, into the central chamber, and it looks like that will take you back into the heart of the castle.
Well, that's obviously where we want to go.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
You open that door?
Well, I mean,
You wanna
let's
check it?
Yeah, there's no traps.
All right.
You've already like checked in. Also, like this would have been a great, like, probably because it was getting late. Like you could have stayed here. Actually, it's probably a great idea to do
I mean, we
that.
probably could still do that.
Yeah. So let's just say you stayed here overnight. You're setting out in the morning, so you can get your hit point, your hit dice, your spell slots. Everything can come back.
I think I don't had anything.
yeah,
This.
he's the only
Your
one that
wand
needed.
recharges. So
Yeah, amazing we
roll a
did
d6.
not get bit by any more of these terrible things around this
Like,
place.
does it just get a like extra charge?
D6 plus 1 every day. Every day at sunset.
Because I didn't use it. That's why.
We don't
But it
have
only had
charges.
4 charges in it.
Okay. So D6, you said?
Yep.
So 3 plus 1.
So it's back up to full 7 charges.
Sweet.
All right. You open that, and there is a large greeting chamber.
How large?
Large.
I was thinking
It's like
he wasn't saying with enough conviction for it to be too scary.
big kind of. It's got a dome type ceiling, which it probably had a fresco at some time up there. Not a fresco. What are frescoes are on the walls?
Oh,
It's
it's
style.
Is a fresco still is also what you
It
paint
depends
the,
what you painted it with. Like if it was
if it was in the
clay, stuff
stucco,
like
yeah.
that.
So yeah,
that's
it probably
frescoes.
did. Most of it's flaked off and gone. You just see little pieces here and there, which are kind of weird, like disembodied hand and
Yeah,
a horse's hoof. And,
right.
the ground is covered in dust and the flaked off ceiling plaster, and it's strewn with statues that seem very lifelike and terrified.
Oh, God.
Orpheus, you want to go touch one?
Sure. Touch one.
Don't do that.
I don't think that's what we need to be worried about. These look.
Yeah.
These statues look too real to be a statue,
Do they look very realistic?
They look very realistic.
and they look terrifying.
Well, that's not good.
Most of them look like they were in the throes of combat or fleeing in terror.
So, like, I don't like to
Shut the
presume
store and
that
try a different
my
one,
character
or-
knows things, but like this sounds like these things weren't carved to look like this.
No. And there's a couple of them that are on the ground
I can see
broken.
us being like,
Oh,
what's
jeez.
skill?
Alright, so shut that door. Let's go to the next largest door.
You
But
wanna
that
go-
goes to the central chamber.
It also goes to whatever the hell made those people probably stone.
This is your will, my lord.
We've been doing a good job of avoiding combat so far.
I will give you that.
Okay.
Let's
And
try that.
we're not here to fight. per
Door
se.
number 2.
So you go open those grand doors to the other apartments. So this opens up into
A large.
a large dragon. No.
I know, right?
Oh, we fought these before.
This opens up into a T-junction corridor, but you're on the T-bar. So you open up, there's big colonnades on the sides with torches. There's chandeliers coming down. And looks like this just goes through, and there's another set of big double doors on the other side. And then there's a pathway off to the left, which that hallway goes down for a ways. And it seems like, just from doing the math, like, you know, the apartments you were there here are in or here. You're coming out a door here. The door with the statues is over here, and that pathway goes the same way. So this looks like it also goes out towards the central chamber. So it's probably another way to get out there from these area, if you want to go that way.
Was there one other door?
Yes, there is. You
There's
can
a
keep going
smaller
straight,
door.
and this will take you into another apartments area, like another.
Is there a direction to the right too, or no?
No, just a T-junction. Yeah,
T-junction. Okay.
You're the bar, and there's
Just making sure.
that goes back to the central chamber. The forward goes into whatever that next zone is, next area.
And the living quarters we're in, was there another door, or was there only these two?
There is one more.
But it headed towards the outside, like it was going even
more
farther
towards
away from where we were headed.
So we might as well check this one out.
Do you want to check this one that heads back towards the apartments in the center chamber again?
So,
or sorry, that heads back towards the center chamber where the Medusa,
where
Medusa is.
So go down the long corridor of the T.
What turns things to? Yeah, not
Gorgons, Medusas.
There's all kinds of things.
Yeah, basilisks.
I haven't fought a basilisk.
So yeah. So you're coming out here. There's another door over here, which goes to another set of apartments. Probably it could go to something else. You don't know. But this probably goes out towards the central chamber. But it kind of corresponds with the door that's over here that has all the stone statues. So they both seem to be going the same way.
Is that the one you wanted to check out?
Which one?
This one.
Okay.
So back towards the central chamber?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I need to check the door?
Just see if it's
You are walking up to that door, and there's two big double doors, and there's two kind of gargoyle-esque faces that have knockers on them.
Like titty?
Fairly large. Not just huge. No, like... Okay. So one is a kind of a fat, grimacing face.
Alright, just remember the loud and the trick. Okay,
And-
one always tells the truth. One
And one of them is a thin, taut, sneering face.
The first one is fat.
Like, "Arr."
Okay.
And there seems to be no handles on this door at all. Just these two knockers.
So you guys want to go check out the other door?
I mean, we're like following you around is like completely ridiculous. We're like, I see a door. What does it look like? Scary. What about that door? Blue. Let's try the scary door.
What do you think? You know, I think we can figure out. This place has been filled with
I'm gonna knock on the fat one.
puzzles.
Oh, wait, you just walked and takes it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you do that. The eyes open up.
Hello.
Who's there?
My name is Rofrus.
Not funny! Oh, hold on. So you said... How did you reply?
What did he say?
Rofrost.
You said Rofrost the...
You just said Rofrost.
I said, my name is
Oh, you
Rofrus.
said my name is Rofrost. Okay, so you knock. He says, who's there? You say, my name is Rofrost. And he says, my name is Rofrost who?
I said, well, that's incredible.
Not funny! And you take damage.
Oh.
Make a dex check. Dex save.
Do you take damage?
I fail.
Wow.
2, 4, 8.
Do you know plus to
You take... what'd you get?
Oh,
6 or something?
Don't you have
a
inspiration?
4 plus... Oh, I do have inspiration. I might want to
You
use
wanna
that
use
for this. Bing. So it was a 4, and that's a
There you
17 plus a bunch.
plus a bunch?
Well, 4 plus a bunch is still not very good. That's what happens when I fail my
7 is 24.
It's going to be
plus 10 and I
plus
fail.
2, so 19.
Okay, so you only take 5 damage.
Okay.
As this flash of, like, kind of like red static just emits from its eyes. And you're like, step back and like, ugh, that didn't feel good. And it goes, and closes its face again.
You wanna
She's
try
right.
the
That
other
wasn't
one this-
funny at all.
You want to try the other one this time?
You should
Rufus?
try the other one.
I don't.
You have the most hit points.
Hold on. Well,
I don't. He has the most.
he-
hit
You have
points.
the second
it
most
said
hit
not
points.
funny. Does it want a joke?
We don't know. You have to try again.
Try the other one.
Try the other one.
The other one. Who's there?
Oh, you're
Rofrus.
trying.
Rufus who?
Rofrus.
Ah, not funny!
Damn it!
Make a dex check.
Damn it! I was gonna say,
No!
A natural one.
You take 16 damage this time.
I took 5 before?
Yep.
At least we know where we can go back and sleep.
This is fun. Russ, just keep trying this out. See
I'm not very funny.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else has high charisma that could try to be funny?
Oh boy.
38. I've done a 38 health.
Wait, can I use my wand on Rofrus real quick?
Yep.
Use just a charge is...
Okay. A charge is just as if you cast a Cure Light Wounds. Yeah.
Oh, you healing me?
Mm-hmm.
He commanded me to do it again. I'd knock on.
No.
Don't do the thing.
I love it.
I'm doing it.
You're getting
That's Cure
charred by
Wounds.
it.
Is that the same?
Yeah.
It's not like
Well, I'll let him heal me.
so it's just 1d8 plus my spell casting. Is it?
Yep.
Is it literally the
I'll
same
go
as
next.
this?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll try it after this.
So 1d8 plus what, 4?
I don't know.
5? You're
I
5
think
now.
it's 5,
Yep.
right? Does it count because I'm the life domain? And
No,
stuff?
none of that goes through
Okay,
since it's the
so
wand.
just the
Yeah.
d8 plus the 5. Cool. That's 8 plus 5. That would be 13.
You have 13 hit points back.
God, this thing.
And remember, so if you put extra charges in it, it's as if you cast it at a higher level.
Okay.
So it's just like I think it adds another d8 each level, each charge you do. So
I knock on the skinny one, I guess.
I'll try the next one.
Oh, okay.
all right, which
No,
one? Do you,
go for it. Go for it.
Okay, if you think you got a funny one, if you want to prove yourself,
I was just gonna say, well, I don't,
go ahead and prove yourself. Go ahead.
that's really stupid.
That's what I'm saying. I
So
don't
you're not
want
gonna-
to steal. Like if you
like
know
it-
what's going.
Are you just doing it, or are you stopping them? Are you doing yours?
I mean, I was gonna do it.
It's
You
like,
can stop
what's-
me, I'll stop you.
Go for it. If you think you got
All right.
something, I don't want to steal the
Remember the
limelight.
description of these two. So there's the fat.
The fat scowling one and the
Skinny scowling
skinny.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
the fat angry one and the skinny scowling one.
Well, the fat one's mopey.
Yeah.
The skinny one is like sneering. So there's sneering and there's scowling.
Alright, well, I was gonna go for the snaring one again.
Okay.
Go for
It has a female voice,
Yeah.
and it's like, "Who's there?
Rofrus.
Rofrus who?
Rofrus. Damn it! I fucked
Ah,
No!
funny!
I can't. I was gonna say Rofrus. You glad I'm funny? Damn it! I can't say that. I take damage.
Yep. Roll dex.
Fucked it up. Natural 20. I was ready for
Okay,
this. I was like,
10,
wait, I'm not funny still.
16.
You're right. You were like ready
8.
to dodge no matter what.
All right. You want to?
Okay, you
want
can
to
try
try
now.
one?
Well, now that we've got more information, I gotta reformulate my phone.
We don't have that much more information. We just still know that he can't respond to these things with more than his name.
Yeah, sorry.
Like he's literally said his name 3 times.
Perfect. All right, I'll knock on the fat one. Let's try that.
I was trying to do Rofrus.
Who's there?
Xeranax.
Zernax who?
Xeranax, who smells of the undead's diapers.
Not funny. Dex save. I think you have advantage on these things, or I can't remember. No, you just have a higher one.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, well, it's 13 plus what?
Plus, you get a ton.
So 18.
You take 5.
All right.
You don't have
I have cunning action. Can I?
Nah. There later on, I think it's at 6th or 7th level, you'll get an ability that if you save for half, you take none.
Gotcha. So we clearly, it's not that we're making jokes. I think the sex of the two has something to do with it. One's a female, one's a male.
Do you think so?
Or we could try the other door, or we could call it here right at 12:30.
Yep. Unless you want to, you can call it here. Or try to get through this door, or go through another door.
Do you have an idea?
We can go back into the quarters and spend another.
Yeah, the heal again.
It's video game style.
Yeah, fuck it. We can't figure out the puzzle. Let's reset.
I'm gonna ask the door.
We spend a few years.
So I have one. I have one, but you have to start it.
Their eyes are closed when they're...
Yeah,
You have to knock first.
Knock first.
Knock knock. Who's there? Open open. Who? Open sesame.
We still have a lot of hit points left.
I don't think it might be looking. Are we really supposed to joke, or this is like a password thing? I don't really think of this. I mean, I'm sure these are clues that are helpful, but not without any context. I don't know.
Love it.
So I don't know how we're necessarily supposed to figure this one out.
Yeah, either we missed something.
Like without a bunch of trial and errors.
It's painful to keep trying.
Well, they say not funny. So what if they say who's there? We say funny, but then they'll say funny who, or they're just looking for funny because we're not funny.
Try the door.
Fuck. All right. Try the door. Wait, no, hold on. Before I do that, what if it says funny who?
Sure that it will.
Well, then what do I say? I'm willing to deliver
I
it.
wanted to see you do it on the fly.
That's obviously not working.
I know.
I love his reaching for like, whoa, no.
Xernax.
No.
The door keeps saying not funny, but it was quite funny.
They're laughing. Why are these doors laughing?
But seriously, though, it does hurt.
It really
Alright,
does.
so
Well, if you think
you're gonna be knock knocking. It's gonna say who's there, and then you're gonna say something.
How about Roll Frost who? Roll Frost funny.
What if I just... okay, I can try that. What do you
Or
think?
funny who? Funny Roll Frost.
Or what? Who's there? I'm funny.
Funny who?
And then, but they might say I'm funny who.
Ooh.
I'm funny. And then if they say I'm funny who, I said you're funny. Who opens the door for me?
It seems complicated, but go for it.
That's not going to work at all. Damn it.
Make it say boo hoo.
Okay.
Oh, he's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, do that one.
All right. I'm gonna go.
So how
with
are you
the
doing?
fat.
I'm gonna go the fast sad one. Knock knock.
Okay. Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo!
Don't cry. It's just a joke.
The other one starts cackling too. That was a good one. You're so sad. I don't get it.
Holy shit.
Like, I can't believe it took you guys 15 minutes to tell Adora a knock-knock joke.
Well, I was like, he kept like, he's like, let's try this. It's not funny. And I was like, that's not funny. All right, cool. Let's make a joke. And I was like, it can't be a first grade knock-knock joke. And then you're like, I'm gonna try to trick it and say, just try fucking boo-hoo then. It's interrupting
the staring
cow.
one have been.
You could have done the same thing, actually. They're not different. A red herring!
Yeah.
Alright, that's it. Wild card
I'm glad
call.
everyone got to.
Hi, how's it going? We haven't been around a while. We're sorry, and we're actually just logging off.
Oh man. I just told the knock knock joke. There's no way.
Yeah, you just missed a knock-knock joke door, a puzzle door. All they had to do was tell a knock-knock joke to a door, and they ended up taking massive amounts of damage
Just
from failing.
Sorry, Carl.
I couldn't even say it. I was just like reverse.
Not funny.
I know. Couldn't even rehearse.
So yeah, that's that's the one that stumped you guys, huh?
Well, we almost broke that mirror.
You almost broke that mirror. That would have been, I'm like, well, I guess you're not getting out of here unless you repair a mirror. But we will.
Sorry, wild card, Carl.
We will be next week.
Yeah,
next week.
we're all good next week.
I'm off work again, so let me just this.
All right.
We made out like bandits, wild card, Carl. Gosh, so we found this merchant chained into this impossibly huge chamber that we almost got lost in. It was just like Legend of Zelda, just had these pillows out, and anytime it would just be, he didn't know who he was or why he was there. He didn't know why. He just realized, oh yeah, it seems I am chained. And anytime we bought, it would just be these random items. Looks like I'm off to play some Baldur's Gate then. Yeah, 1 or 2.
Well, thanks for stopping by, though. That was cool.
Baldur's Gate 1 or Baldur's Gate 2?
Not funny.
Not funny!
Oh, Shadows of Arm is so good. Oh, I kind of want to play that now.
Number 1.
The second one. Shadows of Arm. Oh, he's playing one?
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Go get him. Bile.
So, take us out.
Oh. So this has been another edition of the Wileyverse. We're doing what? This is the Dragonborn campaign.
This is what have I
I was just making sure it was. I couldn't remember if it was called Dragonborn or not. But anyway,
Dragonborn Salvation.
Dragonborn Salvation. We play most Wednesdays. We'll be playing the next Wednesday, same time, starting at about 9:30, going on till we can't do it anymore. Yeah. So we hope you join us. Remember, that's 9:30 Arizona time, so it's off an hour everywhere. Or 2 hours or 3 hours.
But it's the same as Pacific now.
Okay, so we're the same as Pacific.
Right?
Yeah, that's
No,
right. It moves around back and forth between Mountain and Pacific.
Are we?
Because we were the same as them.
We were the same as Vegas, which is Mountain.
Well, remember, if you're
That's
watching
what
this,
screwed us
it's
up on
12:36 here. So you figure out the math. Otherwise, we'll see you. Thanks for coming back, Wildcard. Giant Hippo, you suck. Yodolfo, thanks for the follow.
Yeah,
cool.
we are an hour ahead.
How have we never done multiplayer on Baldur's
We
Gate
were on
2?
the
That
same
sounds like so
time
much
As
fun.
Pacific.
as
Now we're on the
players?
same time as Mountain.
You ever play Baldur's Gate?
All
right.
I can't remember which one, but yeah.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
If you celebrate it.